Is anyone on? I'm on my own here. I've gone slow down, haven't I? I wonder if I should move that up a bit. I should move that up. Down, is that better? Come on. That's what she's done. I think she zoomed it back or something. Rob, evening, mate. Nathan Williams, hello. Wi-Fi, NE, evening, mate. Northeast, I said. Johnny Jump, hello, Johnny. Nathan Williams, hello. Monty's Truth, how you, Bright? How you, Monty? Timmy Betty, love your son. Anthony Lunn, another great lad. How you up, Bright? Get up there. Get up there. Get up, Chaw. No, then, Chaw. Proper article talk, that. No, then, mush. Article sends down. Proper gypsy sends. Another one, article. Elish, an article means great. Elish. Glenn Kopp, another great lad. Steve Mack, hello, son. Channel 27, Belinda, definitely tinfoil again. Yeah, 100%. That idiot is a fucking pure boil. But see, we weren't going to mention him, but he just can't help himself, so we will mention the fucking little bellender, boil the bellender. The only bellender is you. You're a fucking smelly, scruffy tramp bellender. You're a tramp. And the thing is, you mentioned other people's names you bring into the equation were fucking very dangerous people. Will wipe you out in 2 seconds. And that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to get it. You and that fat fucker, your missus, you're going to get it. I can see it happening any day now. You're going to get wiped out, the both of you, because you are causing trouble on every channel. But everyone, even the people on here, coming straight on going, it's him again. It's him again. Bellenders is him. And he's saying, Cockerill's deluding. He's saying it's me and my wife. No, it is you. Even people on here can see it. Nathan Williams. Everyone knows it's you. Bellenders is you created. If there's another one called Attack Big Bri or something, you're totally deranged. You're a fucking little moron. You are. Little. Jamie Pink Knickers. Jamie with his pink shorts on. Walked around with in Middlesbrough with Sean Atwood with a purple coloured top, like that colour, like that. What a little freak you are. Walk around with a top that colour and a pink pair of shorts going, actually, you can smell the blood. You can smell the blood from hundreds of meters, streets away. As if you could smell blood in the middle of the night in a street, 2 or 3 streets away from where it happened. Fucking just arranged. So he's his new one. He's put up. This is another one. I asked Carol Edwards this. She's a lovely girl, Lee's his partner. Called that lady every name under the sun. Bullied a lady there. She's got a bad back. She's about 6 fucking stone. And bullying a lady like that. And he tried it one night to her son. So her son went, oh, you talking to my mum like that? How dare you talk to my mum like that? You, even Lee Duffy wouldn't talk to my mum like that. Wouldn't dare. You had respect. But you haven't got respect for even your own wife. You go out, Mr. Bellender. We'll call him Bellender so we can't get in trouble. Mr. Bellender goes out and pays money to women for sex. You go to Newcastle on the train where your wife's went to the CAB. She's in there answering the phone at the gas port. So you go on the train because me and Bobby have dropped you off at the. You've phoned us because you're about 12 miles from me. Too greedy to get a taxi because it's about 25 quid, I think. So me and Bobby have gone. You haven't even said to Bobby there's a £5, not even a £5 in his car. So we've gone up to pick you up on multiple times, and we've dropped you at Stockton or Thornaby. You've jumped on the train because it's too dear to get the taxi there. Probably 100 quid to go there, 100 quid back. So you get the train, it's a tenner there. A tenner back costs you 20 quid. So then you get off the train. This was where it makes sense with the bus driver saying he keeps getting off to the train station. Well, that's where them ladies are that we pays the money to. The ladies of the night who walk the streets. So you get off the train station, you go over the road and up this side street, and there's a bit of a it looks like a marketplace over there, and you go around there, and that's where you go. That's the day when you were there, and you were in the thing when you went, I'll just play the part where I get bummed up, Paul Sykes. You went down there. When I asked my friends who live there, I said, that's a knocking shop. And what the fuck's a knocking shop? I didn't have a clue what it was. He said, prostitutes, that's why prostitutes. And then the people go there who pimp them out and everything, then they sell the drugs as well. So the dealers are there selling drugs and the prostitutes are there. It's double whammy. So that's where you were going to. You jumped on the train up there, Mr. Bellender boiler in the bag. You were going on the train there while she was at work all day, about 8 hours, I think she does twice a week. And you were jumping up there twice a week. So me and Bobby was always twice a week you were going up there. And then I realised, I put it together only the last couple of days, I thought, that's where he's been going. So he admitted to me and Terry he was doing it because another girl phoned up and said, "Oh, you stop fucking phoning my brother and sister up." And she was one of them people. And she said, "I know what girls you've slept with, and I know what disgusting things you paid them for what to do." I can't say it on here, but obviously he's fucking vile, he is. So we all know he dresses up as she dresses up with a fucking moustache on, with a strapper thingy to me, and call me Paul when you do it. Call me Paul when you do it. You fucking freaky weirdo. You're a freak. You're an absolute freak. You walk down with your pink shorts on and coming out all these fucking disgusting things you do. But this is what he said about Lee Duff. He said Lee when Brenda, that was his mum, lovely lady, she lives in I call them the Bell House, they look like bells. When I've been to see Lee a few times there, and he said, "Oh, it was bad mood in jail." He said there were when Lee died and he got buried and everything, they went and smashed his grave up. Well, I know who the lad. I didn't know the lad who it was, but I know Terry knows the lad. He was an Asian lad, and he ended up hanging himself. This lad, but his version is Mr. Belender Boyle. Belender Boyle said, "Oh, they've been smashing the grave up and put the remains of the grave through the door, through the letterbox, and saying, put Lee Duffy's name on it." Well, I thought, well, you could only do that once if you broke the name off it. I thought, well, how could you break like the name off? The name, I started working out because I thought he was telling the truth at the first, and I thought, you'd have to. How would you break the tombstone, big thick things? How would you break the name off and put it through the letterbox? Then I realised. I asked Carol. She went, "I've never read so much shite in my life, absolute garbage." So he said, "Opinion Glaswegian, hello, son." So Hugh Hardberg, D. Timmy Baker, Jonathan Carr, love you, son. I love you all the world. You know that, Jonathan. Paul Cresswell, another one. Love you all the world. Love you all the world. Love you to bits. Hangman's Adits. Jonathan Carlin again. Two Jonathan Carlin can't be two Jonathans. Only one Jonathan. There's only one Jonathan Carlin singing this song. When you're alone, walking in a winter wonderland. Freedom. Freedom's a great lad. Oh, Bull. He's my little son. Poor little Bull. My little Bull. Oh, little Eli, little Bull. He's getting better. He's looking better and everything. Yes, so this fucking lunatic, fucking Belender Boyle, he then said they were putting Lee's grave through the door every week and going, phoning Brenda up and going, "It's Lee from the grave." Well, you'd do that, wouldn't you, with them phone? You'd just change your house phone number and change another number. So he pretended it went on for months, and I believed him because when I first met him, he's so fucking convincing. That narcissistic fucking bully, and they're picking up and they're bullying me, and he'll do like he'll text someone and threaten them. "I'm going to come and see you," and he'll text back, I'm going to smash you off on face. And Brian, Bobby, look what they're doing. They're threatening. They're going to come around the house. And I'm going to hear what you fucking do. Come to this fucking house, you. Shouting at some lad on the phone like you're being a fucking idiot. Don't be coming around here. He's got a wife and a fucking kid. They said, "It's just a normal lad who works and does a few bucks. Stop being a fucking idiot and don't be coming here to me, Brian." "Oh, sorry, Brian. Then I found out later on, after about 2 months with him, it's fucking you fucking crank. He was doing little Terry Dicko's son. Terry's son went out to fight him. Terry's nephew went out and Mark went out fighting me. I'll get the police. That's all you ever fucking do. You wind people up and go into women's doors at 4 a.m. like a little pedo, knocking on people's doors, trying to get in women's houses. You got chased from Saltburn. You're going to another girl in the co-op, same as the fucking other co-op. You're obsessed. You're obsessed. Chased. The girl had to get an Asborn because she was that frightened of you. You are a weirdo. That weirdo. You tried to get in a fucking door. And the 3 lads who you bought drugs off, who you grassed up and skeleton, it's called the 4 bus stops. Because there's 4 bus stops there. You can get it to go to Middlesbrough and wherever, different places. It's called the 4 bus stops. It's on a bank where the bus stops are. And the shop's on the right, and she was in the shop she worked at the shop at the bottom, but on the corners there's a little block of flats, 1-bedroom flats. So they are. She lived in there. And you tried to force your way in the door, but one of them lads went out there and they knocked fuck out you, and you grassed them. There was 4 lads. You bought drugs off 4 of them. Sorry, you met them. They sold you the gear, One of them they all went to a party. It was like lads and lasses there and everything at a party. So the 4 lads who sold you the gear went to a party. You went wherever you went. They got there. He said, "Oh, where are you going?" We're going to play. They asked you, "Do you want to go?" You said no. So you knew where they were going. You phoned the police and they got raided. But you didn't realise the best fighter out of them all, he only stayed 40 minutes and he went home to his missus. So he went home. And when he went round the next day to see what happened, they were being raided just for drugs. And the drugs what you bought, you sold them, was the drugs they raided them for. How did they know the exact drugs? What they had? Oh, you're selling such and such, whatever drug it was. And they got caught. So that lad then fucking punched you. You ran off like fucking, you put all your windows through, and that's why you got chased out of there. Then you went to fucking the other village, which is just down the road where I used to box. Call it Lingdale. You went to Lingdale, where the boxing gym is, where I used to box. You went there, and you done it again there. You harassed them up there. Then you moved from there to Northallerton. Your mate, Doco, great fighter, was a European kickboxing champion, lovely lad. His mate was called Gavin from Northallerton. You fucking robbed them. You got drug money off, you got gear off them, ripped them off, and then you harassed them up to the police. So they were after you. So you had to fucking move from there. So you went from Northallerton to Stokesley. Then you did it in Stokesley, where you got chased from Stokesley with the woman in the house and the lads. So everywhere you go, you keep doing the same MO. It's the same thing. Every place you go to, you do it. You get in with the locals, like Dennis Power said. You get in with the local, a very, very well knowledgeable boxing coach, got world-class boxers in his stable. And you're telling that man how to teach people who's got world-class boxers, you fucking moron. You never had a fucking fight in your life. You're a shithouse. So then he's Greenock. I need bother. Greenock warrior. Come on then. Come on, you cunt. Your fucking tea's out. People in England, I'm not a clue what I'm on about. Tea, what tea? Not with all your tea. Hey, you, McTaggart, your fucking tea's out. That means I've got you. It means it 1-to-1 fight. Square go. Aye, square go. All the Scottish people are laughing like mad on you. Yeah. Big Papa Robinson, hiya, son. Love you to bits. Just grab my chicken out loud. I'm back. Good lad. Steve Mac at the bottom. Both of them having a chat. Ching chong. Yeah, good lads. Doco, really good lad. But that daft little cunt robbed Doco's mate of the drugs from fucking up that way. And the lad said to me, he said, "Oh, you any friend who's pretend this is," I didn't know this, for 5 years. 5 years, Mark Owens told me. There's an author called Jamie such and such. But I couldn't remember that until when you sit back and think, there's a divvy author from Northallerton who's using your name for 5 years, threatening everyone. And it was him. He was using me, pretending he was related. Do you know my Brian Crockley's related to me? He was walking around telling everyone, "Hey, what are you doing about, you little fat man? Hey, what are you doing here, little fat man? He's just coming here to see his dad.
Hello,
get in here, you little fat man.
Come here. Come and see.
Come on, little man.
See your dad.
Hello, my little boy.
That's the first time he's got
my little baby's here. Look at my little tank.
Oh,
my little tank. My little tank, aren't you? Come on, you little tank.
Little baby.
Come on, you little tank. Come on, little tank,
he's heard your voice, hasn't he?
Come on, my little tank. He's heard me shouting, yeah, because I'm talking about that stuffy fucking tramp. Emma, the lads are saying, and people, only the people watching, Bellenders is boiled.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
You know where he's messed up? I forgot to tell you all. He shared Bellender's link, but he shared it on the War Cry page, and all his own videos were underneath the link.
Yeah.
Divvy.
Yeah, crank. So you the divvy been caught, bank the rights. So you put it on ours. It could be your War Cry publishing page coming on ours.
Oh, can I just say something else as well?
Yeah.
Every single screenshot that where the missus has gone into Bull's channel and everything the other week, coming into Bull's channel being cheeky, coming into many other channels, even coming being true the other night, right? All them screenshots, the person who you got arrested for fuck all has sent them off to show people, the police, that you're not scared and you're not living in danger and fear of her.
Yeah. Yeah. So the people you've been bullying, telling you, I'm frightened of her, she's going to get me done and all that shit. He's torturing that woman. We all know who we're talking about. He's torturing her, sent to the police. She's bullying me. I'm frightened. Fat Shirley's going, I'm frightened. You're going to get me. You know, drama queen fucking sat there at the Academy Award. You could win the fucking Academy Award of the Academy Awards. You'd be better than any fucking film in the world, Joe. But both pure narcissistic fucking bullies, the both of them. I told her off. I said, look, you argue with Terry every night. We're trying to do a book. I says, can you just bend over hello? Can we just get on with a book, Shirley, please? Here we go. It's driving me fucking mental. Me and my brother's coming down there the other day, trouble. And I said, we want a fucking bit of peace and quiet on the night. I said, but we're in bed. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You phone me up every fucking night at 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in the morning. He said this and she said that and he said this and she said that. Because I kept going, I went about 4 times. In the end, I said, I can't do this no more. It's like, I think it's about 12, 15 miles to his house. No, back and forth sometimes 2 and 3 times a night. Fucking want to go to bed. Anyway, fucking, he was doing that to us. So, you know, Bobby said, we can't keep doing this. Fucking, I can't keep driving up here. Then I'm going to crash the car because it's pitch black, the roads where he goes. Never once give out Bobby a couple of quid. And then he's calling Bobby a monk because he's got autism. Bobby the monk, Bobby the spacker, Bobby the retard, Brian the retard, all that stuff he's been putting on. But these people he's gone to the police with, he's saying, say for instance, he's saying me and Steve Mack are bullying just for talking sake, or me and Irish Bull and Steve Mack's bullying him. But then he's going, I'm fucking not scared of you. I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that. So he's threatening the people he's supposed to be frightened of. So what they've done is, we planned it all of us. He fell right into the trap, you stupid little cunt. So now you and Fatty Yates, big fat fucking sweaty pie shop. She's there, fucking gust of a glump, drinking the fucking pies out the river. Fucking, she's 5 foot tall, which is 60 inches. Oh, that's another thing. Every person he talks about, he knows the weight and the size. Well, I do. When you're training the weights since you're 13-year-old, and I'm fucking 60 coming up, right? All them years, you can walk into someone and say, I can look at, like, say, a woman and think she's about 12 stone there. She can train. You can look at somebody's calves and she trains there, or you can look at the forearms, or the neck and things like that. She trains. Or you can look at somebody and think, like, I look at you, tin foil. You're about 17 stone of pure solid fat. Not one fucking ounce of muscle on you. You haven't got. You're really looking well, and you look like a dead corpse walking. You look like the fucking walking. You know that film, fucking thriller, fucking the zombie. Din. You're a fucking zombie fucking apocalypse. You're a walking zombie. You're calling people, but the woman you're threatening, and she's got 2 little kids with autism. Both of them, no, ADH have got, sorry, I think one's got autism. You're threatening the woman. Had her locked up. But she's not a fucking divvy. She's very, very clever woman. She's screenshotted all the threats you've been doing to her in the last few months. While you've got her on bail, you have been doing that to me and everyone else. We've screenshotted all the stuff. If you're supposed to be frightened of us, why are you threatening to burn the house down again? Why are you threatening to shoot me? Why are you threatening to what?
Somebody's come on there, I called Joe Morrison, they've said, that wasn't nice what you said about Paul Massey, Brian, so disrespectful. I'm surprised you came out with that. You haven't said anything bad about
I never
Paul
said
Massey,
that about Paul. I never said nothing about Paul Massey, you crank. Fucking Jamie Boyle come on and said
Brian had been threatened.
What he done is he come on a couple of days. So what he does, you see how he tries to fucking cause trouble. What he done is he said, you bullied my dad years ago. This is a person, this is the man talking. You bullied my dad, but I've been to jail now 7 years, which obviously he must have got 14 years if he's been in 7. I put 7 stone on, and I've been waiting for this day to get you. I am going to batter you that bad. You won't know I'm coming for you, but you've just told me. But I know it was you, Boyle, doing it, because I can tell. So I was in jail with Eddie Massey. Eddie Massey knows me well. And my other friend, Monkey Lyons, was best friends and best fucking man to Paul Massey. So don't try little games, so the Manchester lads will be onto your fucking shit. Because I'm going to phone Aaron up, my other pal who runs Stockport. Let him know it's him causing us trouble. It's him with that fucking mouth, like splicing pages and pretending to be Tommy and pretending to be Johnny and causing trouble. That's what you're doing, you fucking little freak. So what he said, I'm going to come looking for you very soon, and you won't know what's hit you and all that. And he said, you think you this is his words, this bloke, which was you, Tinfeld, pretend to be this man. He didn't put a name on. And he said, you think you're invincible, like Paul Massey thought he was invincible, but you're going where he's at. In other words, he's going to kill me, he's going to shoot me. So he put that, so Emma screenshotted all that. But we know it's off you, daft little cunt. So that's what you put on yesterday. Now he's changing it around as if they say I've been calling Paul Massey. Never called Paul Massey. I know his brother was in jail with Eddie. I was with a lad called Flabber. He was a big black lad with Mars bars on his face, a Man United fan. I was in Haverick with them for over a year, trained with them, played football with them. I was in goal, playing in the goal. So I know the Manchester lads. You don't know them, you fucking moron. And the Noonans, I know them as well. So they know me from jail. And I know all those other Manchester lads I was in jail were quite, like, the loads and loads were in Haverick. Liverpool lads, and the Liverpool lads in jail as well. They know me as well. So they know I wouldn't disrespect anyone like that. Because what happened to him was absolutely disgusting. But you tried to twist it and make it look like me, like you try to make, say, somebody else do something. You're just a fucking little freak, a freak. So this shit about Lee Duffy's mum getting phone calls, you made that up as well. You're just a freak. And when Carol Edwards' son, Peter, said, "Oh, I'll fight you 1-on-1," you went, "Have you got a knife?" That's what you do, everyone. You went with me, you said, "He threatened my son with a knife." Then 2 days later, you putting the record straight, Paul Suggett, you went on there, and your wife goes, "Oh, no, it wasn't Brian and Emma threatening my son." You said, first of all, it was Brian and Emma with a knife. Then you turned around and said, this was when he was about 12-year-old. They come with a knife, and my son now has to go to bed. So then she went, "No, it wasn't Brian and Emma. It was someone else from Middlesbrough trying to blame Terry Dicko for it." Then you've gone back now saying, "I've threatened your son when he was 15, but his son's only 15 now." So how could it have been 3 or 4 years ago when he was only fucking 12-year-old? 3 years ago, you just tell lies all the time. You're the one who threatened your own son. You're the one who shot your son in the face with them fucking sucker guns right in the eye. You dragged him down the stairs, out of bed, banged his head off every step all the way down the stairs because he wouldn't get out of bed one Saturday morning. It's on video in your house. You're on the floor, overdosing on drugs, throwing up all the fucking diazepam and everything. So your son's crying. Your wife videoed it to embarrass you and show you up and shame you. And she give it to Emma. You were on video throwing up because you've overdosed in front of you at fucking 10. He was 10-year-old at the time. Your son, Jameson Boyle, was taken off you because you're a disgrace, and your wife is. The amount of drugs you take and the amount of alcohol you take, and you're sat in front of that kid. If she's at work, who's looking after the son when he's at home? You. And look at you, intoxicated. All they have to do, social service, you need to do something. Or Cleveland Police, you need to go in there and give him a hair follicle test and test him for drugs, and you'll find out I'm telling the fucking truth. I wouldn't grass anyone about nothing, but when it comes to a child's safety, the child's fucking, it's paramount, 100% paramount. That kid is getting abused off you. You've been abusing him for years and years and years. When you're smoking that heroin shit and he's in the same room, that can go in his lungs and affect him and affect his chest. He could fucking die with it. He could end up being a heroin addict like you. Is that what you want, you fucking selfish cunt? You're abusing your own son. I've seen you do it with my own eyes. So why don't you go to the police on that one? Yeah, he's a pure bacon. He's a bacon. Proper fucking bacon. He loves fucking phoning the police. He's a fucking known snitch everywhere he goes and takes. You've all seen him yourselves, guys. So you know that story. I told you that story last night about this lad. As I said to you, there's no way you could put 7 stone on muscle in jail in 7 years because you don't get the quality of food in there. So I knew it was him, and I knew it was him the way he was writing because it's the same fucking shite every time. Like when I come on, I talk me stuff and we have a laugh and that. But we do different stories and we do different things. We talk different ways. He does the same thing every time. It's the same way he spells the things wrong. It's the same way he sends the message, and it's the same vile, horrible words that he puts in. Like Brian used to watch his brother get raped when he was a kid, and Brian's brother's now in hell, texting me from hell saying, "Brian, let me die. You kept watching me getting raped because you liked it. He used to watch me get raped." This is my brother, 5-year-old. Now I would have been about 9-year-old. So I'm sitting, a 9-year-old kid. I'm sitting watching my brother getting raped and liking it. Fucking not right in the fucking head. You're a fucking weirdo. A weirdo. You said to fucking Irish Bull, you're going to rape his 8-year-old daughter. So Irish Bull's lying, right? Steamac's lying, right? Humble's a lying. Emma's a liar. You threatened to rape her. Carol's a liar. Look, you threatened to do it to Carol and all their family, right? You've got the people like Kevin Kilty, he's a lovely I've been on. You threatened to have a fight with him, he's went to fight, you phoned the police. You threatened his son, he's went to fight, you phoned the police. Carol's son went to fight you. Have you got the knife? It's always a knife. And what you do, you record people and say, "Yeah, I've got a knife, I'll fucking stab you." And then what you do, you splice it up, and then you splice it in and put it into a piece in your little warped mind. And you put it on and try and pretend people are threatening to stab you. Now, if you're this big scared shit, if you're this little scared little girl screaming and running through the house, frightened of these people going to shoot you, why do you keep Why would you keep sending messages of threats to rape people's kids and rape people's dogs and bum people's dogs and kill Emma and blow Emma's head off and shoot Emma and shoot me and kill Steve Mack and kill Bull? Everyone, Helen James, hello, love, I haven't seen you for a while. Rock, yes, Bull, the Irish Bull, love your son, Hangman. Yeah, it was fucking terrible because, like I say, Kev Kilty, if you watch old Kev Kilty ones of us, Kevin talks about Paul. Kevin actually went to the funeral. So this daft cunt doesn't know I know all these people. He hasn't got a clue, this little fucking freak. Disrespecting fucking people. And I don't like things like that because the lad was a fucking legend where he was from. He was a really well-known lad. I know he was a naughty person, a bit like myself, but he really helped people in the streets like I did. He gave kids food and everything. He went around to give kids fuck all. People would get the house of bed and he'd get the stuff back. He was a bit like me, but a bit like a Robin Hood figure in his area. And people loved him in his area. And his brother and all that are all fucking naughty people, nasty people. They'll wipe you out in 2 seconds, you stupid fat little cunt. They'd wipe you out in a fucking second, you fucking moron you are. So you do it again. You're doing it with everyone. You can't stop with that fucking blabber mouth. And one day somebody's going to put you down for good. I just pray to God that kid can get away from them. I just hope he does listen to what I said. Get in the army and get away from them. He wanted them to be a boxer, but the kid can't fight. He's like him. He's like, got the same DNA. He's got no bottle of kid whatsoever for fighting. But he's a good little footballer. I said, well, you just do your own dream. And I come back with a hole in his hand. Got him some sweets and everything. He was like, I think he was about 11 or 12, something like that. Come back and he went, I said, look, Jamie, I said, he doesn't want to be a boxer. He can't, he's too embarrassed to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. And Cherry went, oh, at least someone's got some brains in this house for a change. Thank you. Well done, Brian. Thank you very much. Just let him have his dream to be a little funny. That's why I say, it's not a little funny. He just wants to be, you want to be an author, but you're not. You fucking lie. Your wife writes the books. But he wants to be a footballer, so he's trying to you can't make your kids be something you want them to be. The kids have got their own dreams. You've got your own dreams. You can't spoil somebody's dreams just because you want to be something what you want them to be. And that's what you were doing when bullying the fucking little kid. Horrible. That's why the kid would stay upstairs. He would stay in his bedroom upstairs all night to keep away from them too. Well, she would go up with him, Shirley. She'd sleep in the bed with him upstairs and there to keep him awake. She knew he was doing it Christmas fucking day. So now at the table, when the two 13, 14-year-old daughters walked in and caught him, what are you doing that in front of Jameson for? It's fucking Christmas Day. And he went, I work hard 7 days a week. I'm entitled to take what I want. And this is my house. I pay the mortgage. You've got no right to tell me. And Christmas Day, I've worked hard. I'm enjoying myself. She went, yeah, but you enjoyed yourself last night. Shirley said you had 180 pounds of coke. And then you made it into crack at the table. You and your mates sniffing it and smoking coke in the kitchen with the two daughters in the house and the fucking son. All them fumes going in the kids fucking their lungs. And there's still, if you've got no morals, Cleveland Police, at least help that fucking child. Go in there and test that dirty bastard by his nails, or a hair follicle test, or a piss test. Do something. Do your fucking job and do it by due diligence before that kid ends up dead. Because I'm telling you now, that kid will be fucking full of drugs, his body with him. It's called secondary smoke. It's the exact same thing. I've known people come out of jail. I've known people being in a cell, and they've been there, and the mates are smoking cannabis, and they've all had a piss test, and the lad who didn't even smoke cannabis was found guilty, was in his system because he sat with the others. There was two in the cell. So 3 in the cell, sorry, he was. 3 of them in the cell because it was chocker, the prison. So there was 3 in the cell. So Durham tested them, and the kid, they had more, obviously, but he still had stuff in his system. So they said, you've been smoking it as well. But it wasn't. They'd been smoking constantly every day, and it was in his system. It's a bit like secondary smoke when you go to nightclubs. You come home, your eyes would be all red, your clothes stink of smoke, and your hat, like this, say, was white, or your white shirt would be all like yellowy colour. Fucking horrible, like that, like nicotine colour on your hands and stuff. So he sat there smoking that and sniffing shit in front of his own child. Doesn't give a fuck about anyone but himself. And he's going up there with the fucking for paying them rent lads down there, and all these friends at school going, your dad sleeps with men. Your dad sleeps with men. And that girl, the kids are laughing at the kid at school. We know a woman we met him from Colby Young, Helmington. She went, the kid's getting tortured at school. They're all laughing at him. They're all calling him gay boy and all sorts of calling him, even though that's the woman's words, which she said all the kids are calling him at school. So the little kid's getting tortured. He's only a little skinny thing. And Brian's wife, get your facts right. And Donna said, yeah, better too. You're on a crank, Morris. I don't know, is there? I'm lost there. Yeah, so I was in jail with Eddie, and we used to watch a football because there was all the Scousers in. And I used to sit with the Manchester because I was a Man U fan, and I know it was playing then. It was fucking great, and he scored the goal going to Liverpool and they won the FA Cup and everything. It was from 96. They won the double. They won the FA Cup. They won the Premiership, but they won it the right year before. So he said, so Eddie, I remember Eddie coming in. They went, "Come on, big fella," and he said, "Man, do double," because all the scouts were sat there because they won the double this year, saying that 95 and they won it in 96. I'll have a double, big fella if you can. No, he'd take the piss out of the scouts because they beat the Scousers in the cup. Just having a bit of frish, what do you call it? Is it frish? I can't remember the word now. So he just fucking ruins everything. Scamtex Foil is doing a talk show in a university about crime. Nah, absolute fucking shite, mate. It's absolute shit. Absolute shit. Well, what shows you doing it, mate? Who the fuck would want? Well, as soon as we find out what show it's at, we'll just send the videos of him calling people in wheelchairs. He said yesterday, and I asked Steve Mack, he said, and he asked somebody else from Grove Hill, if it was there, Steve would know. He said he had a full camera crew in yesterday, videoing all over Grove Hill, doing the Brian Clough book. Fucking pure shit. Not one camera there, a load of fucking garbage. Fucking Billy Baghead, he's like. Billy Baghead. Boil the Baghead. So this man's supposed to be frightened of these people, but he's threatening them. He's sending messages to Steve, sending a message to me, sending to all the different people all over, calling people. But then what's great is Emma and the other people have screenshotted it all. So I never said nothing about Paul Massey. I stuck up for him yesterday. I said, you've done it. Because I could tell it was him. It was that long, the page, fucking an epilogue, big long thing. But the thing was, I know the Massey family, and I've even got the fucking phone numbers, from years ago. I know people down there who know them. Aaron, another kid from there, they did a picture when if you remember, guy, I know him. It's through Bernard Mahoney as well, through the books. They were in there. Yeah, the Manchester lads, every one of them had BMWs on the front, about 6 BMWs in the book. You see them all. Gangsters of the Underworld, Faces of the Underworld. I was in that book. And they were on the phone to me. And I was talking to Dominic Newman on the phone as well a few times. Dominic phoned me and these mates who work with them. So they phoned me as well. So I knew them. I know them, you fucking moron. They don't believe a word you say, you fucking prick, because they know me. They all think the world of me. I was in there in jail with them. They know I wouldn't say nothing. It's you pretending to be some fucking kid who's been training for 14, been in jail 14 years, trained for 7, and he's got 17 and a half, 17 stone of pure muscle. So I know it's you talking shit because you're 17 stone of pure fat. So he always tries to make you try and scare you with all these things. And that's why I said yesterday, if you watch the YouTube, if you watch it yesterday, you'll see. There you are, guys. If you watch it yesterday, here's the proof. I'm not telling you lies. Re-watch it yesterday and see what I said about him. See if I was calling Paul Massey. I wasn't calling him at all. It was that fucking freak. If you re-watch it now, what if I said I was calling him and you look a fool because I'm on there? Never said a bad word about the lad. I wouldn't dare say a word about people like not through fear, through respect. I wouldn't dare call somebody's brother or somebody who's died or been killed or whatever. You were doing it, trying to twist it into me. So the great thing was with these lives, it's still on from last night. If you go back on last night, you'll hear what I said. And I told you, I said, you, Boyle, are trying to pretend to be and to relate it to the people from there. And you can hear me talk about it. There's the proof. It's on here. It's on my lives. Just that little freak trying to pretend. And even other people have come on here and said tonight that fucking Bell Enders is fucking Boyle. I know it is. And also, so is there's another one, Attack Briar, something it's called. But I thought you were frightened of me. So why are you putting things on saying you're going to shoot me, you're going to kill me, you're going to burn me house down? Why are you putting all these things on every day on these Bell Ender things? I mean, why are you doing Cleveland Police doing fuck all about it? Why are you getting women, letting women get tortured by this fucking goon, little fucking freak he is? He needs putting in a nut house. He needs fucking ligactyl. He needs putting in a fucking straitjacket and never ever let out. He needs putting away for life. Not in a jail. He needs putting in the loony bin for life, because he is a loony tunes, and he's going to get his family killed, himself killed, or the little kid's going to get killed. He's going to get them all fucking killed the way he's going on, because people are sick to fucking death of him bullying them. And people, especially the people who've got mental health problems, they'll just snap and think, I've had enough of this cunt, and just go and wipe him out. And that's what's going to happen to him. But you won't fucking get you do your job. You just want to put people like me away. You can't fucking stand me. Well, the things, vice versa, I can't stand fucking yous. But the thing is, you should be doing your job against this man, against women, where he's bullying people with a kid, with an autistic kid and a kid with ADHD. He's bullying them people, and he's coming out to burn the houses down. He's going to get them beat up. He's going to have the windows put through. He's getting other people to phone him up and threaten them. But Emma is clever, and the lady who's done it, she's screenshotted all these things you've been doing coming from you. So I thought, and what you've been doing, you daft little cunt, you've been sending them off War Cry Publishing, you fucking moron. So it proves it's you, because no one else would have access to that channel. Because what you did the other month when they did it, you went, oh, for some strange, when Irish Bull, God bless him, Irish Bull found you out, and you comment on my live and went, there's only one Irish Bull, about 4 or 5 months ago, you stupid little cunt. You come on and you're threatening me and threatening people, but it come up, War Cry Publishing. We've got all them screenshots, so when the cops do come, they're going to be given to the cops and say, well, there he is. Do you want to go to court? How can you go to court with that? He's threatening me on there. There's his War Cry Publishing. There's his name, and there's what he's saying about me. So how are you going to get off with that? When the cops look at that, they're going to go, fucking hell. This is like, even if I did said something, but the police have had my stuff now. It's at the 8th tomorrow. It's 5 months I've been on this investigation. I'm not on bail no more. I'm still on released under investigation, I think it must be. But it's 5 months tomorrow, still nothing. Now, if I was doing out, surely I'd have slipped up by now. But you're just a horrible, horrible little fuck. I wasn't going to say much today, but say piggy eyes, more pies. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Piggy eyes, more pies. She sat there now with nothing. Hangman's, I just love you a bit, son. Yes, she sat there like Gustav Glump. Remember Gustav? I'll give you the drink, knows it. German, isn't it? Because we don't do the accent. What is your name? Piggy eyes. Piggy eyes. Yeah, fucking hell. She's fucking. Yes, she's 4 foot. She's 5 foot, which is how many inches is that? 50, 60 inches in height, which is a 54-inch waist. So you can imagine the shape of her. A 54-inch waist at 5 foot. So 54. So she's only 6 inches light waist. So she's like a cylindrical ball. And a head, space hopper. But you blow up and then big space hopper, you bounce on them. She's a head like a space hopper, and her eyes up like that, popping out of bed like she's had about fucking 20 grams of speed. Piggy eyes. She's like that, the money, looking at the money for food, looking at the money, thinking, well, the food I can get with that. But you can't get out now, can you, piggy eyes? Because your house is gone, all gone. You paid all that mortgage for 4 or 5 years. You paid £3,000 deposit. You paid all the money for all the furniture. I mean, you probably lost about £10,000, 10 grand down the drain to try and smash my house up, which is, my windows haven't been fixed, but they're in there. My brother's got them. I just haven't been fucking asked. But it's cost him. It's cost me nothing. My brother's got them all. But and my car cost 40 quid. 40 quid. No, was it 45 quid it cost? And I give them 150 quid to ballot my car. That was it. So that cost you £750, but you still owe them the money for that. They're looking for you as well. The travellers have knocked you out. The other travellers from Eston have knocked you out. You've been battered in the fucking pub in what you call it. You got chased with Baker right up the high street, trying to score some brown off someone. Trying to score brown in Stockton. You went, it's really nice, Stockton. I think I'll start drinking over here. You thought you could get away with it. I've lived there all my life, Stockton. Ringing Barwick is Stockton, you fucking moron. Was you from Middleby? You thought you could sneak into Stockton? No, no. You, Jamie Oil, you went, yeah. And you're the one called Brian Cockerill, Terry Dip. Well, Brian looked after me when I was a kid. He was good to me. He said, you fucking man, get outside now. And you went, you ran and you ran and jumped. You ran in the pub. It was open, all the doors. It was summer's day like this. You ran up the fucking street, right up the high street, like Linford Christie, like you did with Steve Mack. You ran like a little coward. But you're a fucking blabbermouth. But as soon as somebody puts them up, you run like fuck. So you run up that street, right? You'd have beat Usain Bolt that day, you fat cunt. And you shit yourself. You're a coward, an absolute coward. You've got no bottle. You've got no friends. You've got no family. You haven't even got a family member that'll stick up for you. You're not allowed to go near your children. You're not allowed to go near your grandchildren because you're a weirdo. You're a weirdo because they're frightened in case what you do to the kids and you know exactly what I'm talking about, people. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And your best friend with Decker, Darren G. Darren G's gone, would you like to come upstairs? The 12 and 13 and 14 and 15-year-old kids on his live. You've seen it with your own fucking eyes. Another one, another fucking dodge pot. Another dodge pot. Laughing at me tips of the day, you Darren, you daft little cunt. Well, why didn't you come and fight when he offered you out? You fucking shit house. You haven't got the ass. You're a shit bag. And when Marvin Abbott turned up, you run like fuck. And then the 16-year-old kid battered you in the street. You were not allowed to go and walk the street to Liverpool because you're a fucking wrong'un. You've chased out of Liverpool. You're hiding in Birmingham in a little flat. And I know exactly where your flat is, you daft little cunt. One of my best friends live in Birmingham, runs after the fucking town. You little freak. In legs, pigeon chested, fucking sparrow legs. You haven't got a good shag in you, you daft little cunt. Go upstairs and mad passionate love. You pass out before you got to the top of the stairs, you fucking sparrow legs. But if you got a physique like fucking Kess, come on, Kess. Fucking remember the little kid, Billy Casper? Fucking Billy Casper legs. You riding around on a BMX. Fucking BMX. I thought you were a big town guy. I thought you had a BMW. It was a BMX. With a big bald head. Your hat fell off. You were talking to Sean that, wasn't it? It fell off and you were embarrassed because your head's pure bald. 42-year-old or something. You've got no hair whatsoever. I sound like fucking Boyle there, but no. But you another one with your big blabber mouth. Trying to get cloud. Was it cloud bait? What we call it? Clickbait. Fucking. He knows bull where I'm on about. Cloud something. Cloud chasing. Cloud of 80 because you land in the fucking cloud, you fucking little freak. Going to come to my house. I'm still waiting for you, you fucking moron. Full of shit. Chased up to go. What it is with Fatty now? She's Tommy 4. Oh, Tommy 4. I like that one. Tommy 4 times. Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson there. I told you it was him. Steve, you doing pal. Oi. That's a proper saying that. But when you listen to if you go and have a listen to the Powerhouse Red Car, listen to the DJ. It's the Powerhouse Red Car, and it's on about, I think it's 33 minutes, so many seconds it is, and you'll hear them shout, "Big Brad Cocker in the house." They used to call me Cocker because Brad Cocker takes so long to sing. So Big Brad Cocker in the house, the original Eclipse Posse crew. Because I was the first person of the rave clubs in the Northeast in them days. So with the original posse, so there was a first 24-hour rave we had, and I had that one, and then I had the Coliseum we looked after. We had the Powerhouse, Manhattan's, which is the same club. But in there you can hear him say Big Bri in the house. Twice you can hear him say it, but he was saying, "I'm making it up." Then he said, "I had no Cosworth," and people like Steve Mack come on, who was very good friends with Bam Bam, said, "Brian had loads of Cosworths." Bam Bam was the first one to get a Cosworth. I was the second. Paddy Watson got one. Bandito, little Bandy got one. Steve Boots got one. Smalley got one. Spud got one. Else got one, I think. Speedy got one. He couldn't drive, save his life. Speedy, like fucking garbage. And it was about 12, 15 of them Cosworths. And the lad Bearbecks used to let us go on their tracks, and I could never, even my mum couldn't do it. We could never spin 4 wheels. The Bearbecks were like semi-pro. Bearbecks rally drivers, and that's what they're doing. We used to go up there and them tracks, you pay £100 for in that couple of hours, and they used to teach us left foot brake, oversteer, understeer. And I told that story. He went, I pretend he was a rally driver. I never said I was a rally driver. I had an amateur car. It was a Group N. You were calling it a Group N. N for N, like that. And you were putting a Group N, you daft cunt on it, because that's how you don't know nothing about Cosworth, you fucking little freak. I know everything about Cosworth. I know exactly every fucking the tyres, Yokohama tyres, TSW wheels, carbon pads you have to put on because the normal brakes set a light, which is the pads, because the speed of Cosworth did about 170 or something or more. And then you have to have the boost gate on changed, and you'd have the red top there like that, and you change the actuators. I had everything. I had the fucking lot. I had 6 different Cosworths. I taxed 2. And then my best one I had a white one, but my best favourite one was a The graphite grey one, but like, I coloured the back of me on it like a flaky grey. Fucking beautiful it was. And I got one nearly 20 grand, and they fucking stole it, the bastards. Out me out one of the houses I had. Oh, there. I like that one. Fucking don't be put them. Tell you what, yo. I this bull. She's going to fucking eat every one of them now. She's going to eat every single one of them. And that's it. So, yeah, she's one fat fuck, she is. They're both fat fucks. They're both two fat, greedy bastards. They sit all day, all night, eating. And they've got, well, he just drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks and drugs and drugs and drugs. And she eats and eats and eats and eats and eats. I told her so all day. She works twice. I'm a legal secretary. No, you're not. You work in a fucking pie shop. That's why you want a job. Imagine in a pie shop. 1 for you, 2 for me, 1 for you, 3 for me. There'll be fucking no pies left after a couple of hours. Where's all the pies? I've done 500 pies this morning. I had a couple. What, 100? Not then, Jamie, I'm going to school you. I'm going to fight you. Brian, I'm going to fight you. Win another da. I have to do it every night now just to fucking torture the cunt now. Win another da. That's win loads of draw in English. I'm gonna beat you. I'm telling you, I'm gonna milk this. That's what he was saying. You're gonna milk it. You just look like an idiot. So how are you gonna speak? You said, wait a minute, you said you were going to home house. I know the screw next door. My niece, my cousin, our Uncle John's daughters, both are married to 2 screws. They had trouble with their travellers, and I sorted it out. I know them, and I know 2 screws who live up here. I've asked them around Tesco's. He's never ever booked in there. He will never be able to do. He said, "Do you honestly think, because he's security school, this one?" He said, "You honestly think we'd let him in there? He can't even go on a live, talking on live, never mind in front of prisoners. They'll fucking torture him." He said, "Can you imagine what the prisoner are doing there after he's done to you and Emma? They'll fucking tear him apart. They'll drag him into the toilets or something, just kidnap the cunt. They'll have a fucking sit down on the yard with him and just kick fuck out of him. You won't come out of there alive if you're going there, you stupid cunt. You go to jail to talk, you'll get done in. You'll get battered straight away. And who are you going to speak with? You've got no one to speak with. You've got no knowledge. All you've got the knowledge of drugs. You'll be doing the screw. So they're selling fucking drugs to them. They wouldn't take that chance. You're a complete wrong one. They wouldn't take a chance of a riot. Win, lose, or draw. Couldn't fight sleep. All it is with you is win, lose, or run. It's run, run, run. You know that? Fight or flight. All you've got is flight, 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 flight. Big fucking blabbermouth on the phone, the computer in a room where you can hide out the way. Well, tell me where you live. I'll come see you. You know where I live. Everyone knows where I live. So that's what he said. He said, "I'm coming to your house this one the other night." Honest to God, guys, I don't care who it was. I don't care whatever name it was. If somebody's been killed, I would never ever roll off their name. I spoke up for them, Paul, and I spoke up for Eddie. Every time I spoke up for them because I was in jail with them. But my other friend, which I can prove 100%, if you go back on my live with Kevin Kilty speaks, it's on there talking about Lee Duffy, Paul Massey, blah, blah, blah. Well, Kevin went to the funeral. There was horses. He was there, and there was all like big drums and all sorts going. And there was loads of fucking hearse and everything. All went. He was there. Kevin's there at the funeral. But the pictures of him in the funeral, Kevin, he was there at the fucking lad's funeral. And Monkey Lyons was one of my best friends. Monkey Lyons from Thornaby. He was a dangerous lad. But he got a 30-odd year recommendation. Really dangerous, fucking extremely dangerous lad. One person I would not like to fucking have any. He was like Speedy, but like that type of caliber where he just fucking he just come through your window while you were in fucking bed and do you in. He'd hide in a wheelie bin outside for you. He didn't give a fuck, and he would shoot you. Honestly, he didn't give a fuck. He was best friends with Paul Massey. They were in jail, and he was telling me, because I was paired up with Paul in 1991 when I went to jail for the fight when I knocked the lad down on the seafront. Steve to call him when I got done when Lee was out, and Lee got killed a couple of months after I was in jail. So I was in jail with Paul for 2 months. And Tracy used to come up, his girlfriend. She used to bring the steroids up and that, and fucking she used to come up late 1991, maybe 92. Actually, no, it was 91. Yeah, it was 91. And the phones had just come out then. Anyway, she used to come up and bring the steroids and that, and used to get us bits and bobs with ecstasy and stuff. And we used to be sat in the cell, and Mr. Mack used to he said Mr. Matt was from where we were, and Mr. Matt was a security school. Nice bloke. He was in a car crash really bad, and he died. And he was top security school. So we were on the remand wing, but I got convicted, and then they're supposed to move you out. But Mr. Matt said, "Oh, you're right, you can stay on here." So I stayed on the remand wing for about 6 months, where you can still get 20 quid a week for your shopping because you're on remand wing still. But you're not allowed to do it because the security schools. I was running most of the fucking. Well, I had all the jail box stuff, and all the lads were all right when I used to go get out. The door was there. They'd open the door, and on the left-hand side, there's a place where you put your washing. And there was a lad called Taffy Lewis from Wales, obviously, and he was a very good friend, big lump of a lad. Him and Duffy were nearly fighting on the wing one day. Game as fuck, this lad. I was padded up with him as well after when Paul went, but Paul got jailed off. Got 25 years, I think he got. And his probation officer, Paul Lyons, great lad, Monkey Lion, just known as. His probation officer was mine. I think they called him Derek, the probation officer, and he was wanting to get a Shogun car. This bloke, nice bloke, but he used to come and see me, and I'd say, "Paul's asking about you," and then we'd go and see Paul Lyons, the big Brown's asking about you. So me and Paul, best of friends. So Paul was telling me, he said, when I was in with Paul Massey, he said, we're in Manchester, it must have been strange ways. He said, and they kicked off a big load of lads in the gym. So Paul was on his own with only 2 or 3. He was on his own with 2 or 3 lads, not a load, and these other lads were about 20-handed. Anyway, they run over, and Paul jumped in and started fighting Paul Lyons, because he could fight Paul, and he's put 2 or 3 of them on their asses. And Paul Massey come over to him and said, "Here," because Paul was on his own, because it was like me when I went to Liverpool. I was the only person from the northeast there in Liverpool, and he was the only person in Manchester there from Teesside, so you're a bit alienated on your own. So, because he's jumped in now, Paul, with these lads and knocked them down. Paul come over and put him, he said, "You're my brother from the day," put his arms around him, give him a cuddle and everything, and got on the wing and everything, and he said, "He's one of us now." Paul Massey and Paul Lyons became best friends, and he became that good a friend. Paul Massey's, he actually went to Paul Massey, asked Paul Lyons to be his best man. And how do I know all this? Because I fucking know, because I'm with the lads. So that cunt trying to make me to say I'm disrespecting people who've passed away by putting these daft fucking posts on, trying to cause trouble, you fucking little freak. One day you're seriously going to get hurt, you. And I can't wait to read about it in the papers. I really can't wait. You think you're going to get away with it forever? You're not, you fat cunt. Because them type of people you messed about with, something. Most of them down there you've been talking about calling them multi-millionaires. And they're in with top judges and barristers and coppers and stuff. Only takes a fucking 10 grand to a dodgy copper, and then your address is given out. That's what's going to happen to you. You're seriously going to get hurt, you. Because you are a fucking complete maniac. And the thing is, the coppers need to put you away somewhere in the nut house to get you a psychological evaluation, because you are seriously mentally ill. You're seriously disturbed, and you're seriously ill. You need putting away. And if you get put away and they get you off the drugs, you might get help. But you're never going to get help, because you are fucking totally laughing at people's brothers. Like my brother hanged himself because he was raped when he was 4, 5, 6 years old. And he's saying I was watching him and tossed myself up, watching my own brother, putting them together. Them was fucking crime, and she's saying that, really hurting people and really hurting inside them. Texting her saying, "I'm coming to your house to rape you. And what's your daft old fucking man going to do when he's fucking paralysed from the neck down?" While I was in hospital, poor Emma barricading herself in the fucking room with poor Scrappy, because Eli wasn't here then. And then she had to get Bobby come over, and he had to stay with her, help her. But he was fucking, they were sitting in their pet. Both of Bobby's fucking got mental health issues. Sat there fucking waiting for that dirty bastard. But what he's done, I'm telling you guys, you wouldn't believe. But loads of you have seen it on here. The big things he puts in. Andy's full. Nicest fucking, one of the nicest kids I've ever come across. Andy's fucking game as fuck. But I'm glad he's in Ireland, and I'm glad he's not in England, because if he was in England, you wouldn't be here, Boyle. He would wipe you out in 2 seconds. And I'm glad he's over in Ireland. And I'm glad he's not here. I really am. I love him a bit. But I'm glad he's over there, because I know if when he goes loopy, he'd come looking for you, and he would do you in. You end that fat cunt, the both of you. But that's my opinion, what you would do. But obviously he's not going to, because he's over there. But you're torturing people are dangerous, seriously dangerous players. He did it with Steve French. They were torturing Stephen French. They were threatening him with the police. "I'm going to get the police on you because he stuck up with Dale." But leave Dale alone, you. Fucking Dale's not well. He's got cancer. He went, you'll phone me again, I'm getting the police. And you try to trick him into it with all the fucking shit. But Stephen French, fucking the devil. You were fucking, you just messed about with people called the devil. Are you fucking insane? Why do you think you got that name? Are you fucking insane? Well, he is insane, isn't he? There's only someone mentally insane would do that.
Bless him. Jesus forgive us, didn't he? So he said, Brian, you would have had this apology 8 minutes ago, but my phone died. I just want to send 1,000 apologies to you, mate. I was mistaken and should have known better. So sorry, Brian and Emma.
Joey, thank you very much. God bless you. And it makes me feel better now because I feel awful. People think they'll be calling Paul when he's not here no more. You know, it's terrible.
Your best mate, he was best man for, wasn't he?
Paul Lyons, yeah.
I know.
Lyons.
Kevin Kilty, he does a lot of videos on here,
Joey. Yeah, I've just been telling them all that. That's what I said. Well, what you're going to do, Joey, go back last night and you'll see me talking about Paul. Really like Paul. I never met him, but I knew his family.
And there's loads of links with Kevin Kilty in there.
Yeah,
talk about Paul.
There's one Lee Duffy.
Paul went to his funeral, didn't he?
No, Kevin went to his funeral, and Paul went to his. Paul was Paul Massey's best man. Yeah, in jail. While they were in jail, he wasn't out of jail, but he was in.
The trolls had said, and I got the message. It's going to happen to Brian. What happened to Paul Massey? That's what you must have caught in the clip.
Yeah, what I said. He said. What's happened to him is going to happen to you. So you think you're invincible, like Paul Massey. No, I would never do that to anyone, to be honest. I would never think of my own brother and things, and I wouldn't call anyone's dead brother. I wouldn't ever, even if they were horrible or anything, I still wouldn't do it. The only one I would call is people like paedophile, fucking nonce, fucking Paul Sykes, which I established. I got that out, and Irish Bull was over the moon. I finally put it to bed. He knew all along. Sweet Agony was not written by you. Sweet Agony was written by Paul Massey. It was about 30 years ago, to tell you the truth. About 70s it was written, when he was in jail. And in the book, he went, I like schoolies. And he slept with a 13 and 14-year-old, which he told me, Boyle, on the Jimmy O show. And he was having sex with two of them together. And then he had sex with a 15-year-old. And then she was his wife in the end, took her home, and he had sex with her. And I think he went away with it to Brighton, I think it was. And when he was in Brighton, he was staying with a couple. And the next day they got up, he'd gone, but he strangled a fucking cat, a pet cat in the house. Fucking animal. Anyway, fucking killed the cat. So the police went after him, but he was also on the run because she was only 15. And the mum and dad must have been to the police and said, look, my daughter's gone missing. And he put in the book, I slept with a 15-year-old, but she wasn't a virgin. So then he got her when he was with her to get a friend from school who was only 14 and slept with her and she was a virgin. So he put in, I slept with a 14-year-old, but this one was a real virgin, but I know I'm going to get jailed for this. That's what he put in the book, in his own book. So the book was off the thing for over 20 years. Boyle invited his sister through, got her to sign this thing, disclosure thing to say you can do the book. We'll give you 50%, we'll give you 25% and give her 25% with 50% between. So the cat phoned up and said, I don't want nothing off him. He battered me, broke my jaw, tortured my kids, beat my kids to fuck. My kids are all in jail through him. And the scars what he's done to me. And then the sister said, he actually used to come to my bedroom and rape me every night. Stayed at home. I didn't have the brother of this nice brother what I thought I could have. I had this monster that used to come to my bedroom and rape me every night. And you knew that because you told me that after on the Jimmy O show. You say that you don't say the bit when he was raping her. You told me that bit after you went. When he turned around and said, when she turned around and said to you, you went, I can't put that in the book. But you never told the people. And the reason why you kept that a secret, you knew that secret would be out that Paul Massey was Paul Line, Paul Massey, Paul Sykes was a fucking nonce, approved nonce. And you knew he was all along because you had the original book. Only you had that book. No one in the world said it. So you went to a dodgy solicitor, and Dale told us it cost you £200 for you and Brenton Boyle, the grave. Remember Berg and Hare, the grave robbers. So they went out, and this is when they planned him and Shirley must have planned it. Thought, wait a minute, you think about it. Paul Line, fucking hell. Paul Sykes, dead. Don't have to pay any money. Roy Shawbuck, dead. Don't have to pay any money. Marty Joseph Tenner thought he was dead when they stole his book and changed the name. Don't have to pay any money. What was the other one? Mick Sorby's really poorly. He's got cancer. He hasn't got long to go. He thought, we'll do his, and we'll get that as well. We won't have to pay any money. That's what the plan. But what's happened is they've done it to like Lee Duffy. He's dead. We won't have to pay any money. So they started doing books on the dead. Everywhere he was going, it was people who were dead. Thinking, well, they won't be able to claim now, Shelley. We'll be able to keep all the money. And she knows about the law a little bit. But not that clever, are you, Shelley? Because you've lost your house and everything. So there's no digging home house. Because he's in there, no mouse stood with the screws. I said, well, do you know that picture there? He said, well, they come in, they stood there and took a picture. He said, if that was real, they would have invited them in. They'd have sat in the room, they'd have went around the prison with the prison officer, and we do a speech, and you'd be talking and all that. He said, he's just come there and walked in and asked what time of the visit's on, pretending to have himself on a camera outside. I've just been and spoke to him. I'm going to be doing a prison visits and all that. I'm going to be going in prisons and all that. It was all shite. It was all shite. The screw told me, he said he's never, ever, ever was down. You have to book an appointment to see the governor and things like that, or the head security, mainly head security you have to see. And they give permission to do a speech. Now, I was already cleared. For it. How are you going to get cleared for what you've done? How are you going to get cleared all the things you've been on, all the times you've been in the fucking police station for thieves and everything? And you're a complete heroin addict. You were on the video saying, I smoke crack and weed, and I can still school you, Brian Cockerill. That's that's your downfall now. Because even if we went to court and you done us, right, even though I've done nothing, as soon as that went on you put that video up, the one where you laughed at me in a wheelchair, the one where you called me a retard and a spacker, that there. But when you come out and say I smoke crack and weed and I can still beat you, Brian Cockerill, that finished you, completely finished you. Because no one wants to do with anybody on drugs. We had about 9 places, 10, 11 places, all over to go to. They phoned me up and said, we can't work with him like that. We'll work with you. We'll work with your brother. We'll work with Tony, Manya, Emma. We can't work with him. We can't work with someone who's on drugs. And that's what they said. So you're never allowed any more schools. You cannot go into another school ever again, because you've ruined yourself. And I'll just send it to schools. Anywhere you go to do something, I'm just going to send it. I have the right to let people know what you are, because all you're going to do if you do the book with anyone, you're going to rip them off, because you've done it that many times. You do it with the Duffy family books, 3 books with I think it is, two books. I think it was on Roy Shaw. You did it with the books on fucking me. The book on you're going to do it with the 2 books on me. I pulled the plug on one of them. You're going to do it with the documentary. I pulled the plug on that, and then I've took the other book back off you. That's all gone down. Terry's 2 books, you ripped him. Matty Joseph 10, you ripped him. So every person you've done the books with, you've ripped off, and you're coming on saying your pages. Well, why don't you come on with the court, or when you've won the court case, and just say, there's the court, or the guys have won it there? Because you haven't got one, because you never went to court. It's all lies, it's all in that cuckoo head. What the great thing is, see, all these people on here, not one of them believe you no more now. See, before, you're thinking, he wouldn't dare go to Brian Cockerill. But you've got to remember this guy, he's a mental patient, completely mentally ill. Well, you see him in hospital thinking, who's that daft skinny little cunt, and be something like South. You know what he's like? Fucking Norman Boyle. Norman fucking Boyle. Fucking, he's got his fucking, he's even dressing up in women's clothes, like Norman Bates in the film with a fucking psycho. Psycho, that's what you are. Fucking psycho. Psycho with the knife. You come in my house, Emma can verify this, and your mate who had ginger hair come with you, and the little girl. You come here and you went, oh, we were talking to me. He said, what would you want to be? He said, I want to be a serial killer. So he grabbed the steak knife on the side, grabbed the steak knife and stabbed the cereal box 8 times. Went, look, I'm a serial killer, no cereal box. And Emma went to him, you are fucking not right. And the lad said, oh, can I get a picture of your daughter? He went, no, I'm not getting Brian to have one. That's why I brought you here. But I'm not having my daughter stood next. I'm not having my daughter in your arms on a picture, because I'm not having people take the piss out of my daughter. I thought, what the fuck's he on about? And then all of a sudden, months later, I realised what the lad was on about. I didn't realise. So he'd been chased out of every single town and every estate, council estate in Middlesbrough. Everywhere he goes, people can't stand him. I like to say, he's back on them. He's never ever been on my brother's grave. He's never been off the drugs. Never. Not even for a week. He can't. He told me he's been on them since he was 15. He's been to jail for drugs. He's been to jail for burglaries. So how's that record going to go? I've been to jail for driving offences. So they'll look at my record and they'll look at yours and think, fucking hell, look at all the thieving he's done. Been done multiple times for thieving. I've taxed people. But that's a different thing. It's actually drug dealer and kicking him out of the town. Well, it's like the coppers said to McIntyre, he said, I can honestly say Cockerill might be bad at this, he might be bad at this. He said, I'm not saying he's fucking perfect. He said, but when he was out, there was no heroin on the streets of Teesside. There was no heroin whatsoever. When he went to jail that fucking 3 years, the whole of Teesside changed because he was in jail. He stopped all that heroin on the streets. He stopped them lads coming from different areas bringing it through. And he did stop the heroin. He said, since he went to jail, he said to McIntyre, it just fell to pieces. And what he's saying to you, he did police this. He policed the street. It's true. They would rather phone him up than us, because if they phone him and he went and said, right, you, family Tommy Smith and Tommy Jenkins, you fucking behave with the Adams family and the Joneses family. And then they'd say, okay then, Brian. And I'd stop people from different councils. Like, you get one council estate with about 10, 15, 20 lads in a family, want to fight another council estate. I would go in there and say, right, fucking behave. Your mum's there. She's fucking 60. Your nanny's here. And they go, oh, thanks, big fella. And I'll give the mum a cuddle and then the granddad and all that. There's no need for all this. How you behave yourself. Go around and I'd say, like, yeah, well, I'm going to get there's £100. Go and get the drink in. We'll have a drink. I'll get a drink for everyone, a big party out the back, cakes and everything, and all that. Fucking people having burgers and all sorts. Sit there maybe 5 or 6 hours with them all, and then go and see the other family next week and have a party with them. And every now and then pop round and see them and make sure there's no trouble in the estates. And I did that everywhere. Boyle says when Brian Cockerill was running the estates and he'd run Teesside, he was at the top of the pinnacle, the tree. He was up there. No one was ever bigger than him. He was a thorn in the Cleveland Police's side, but he was talked about on every single estate. His name was on everyone's mouth. Everyone wanted to know him, and anyone who had trouble went to him and got it sorted. He was actually the law. And that video, you can watch it. Jamie Boyle talked about Brian Cockerill's up and coming book on War Cry Publishing. Have a look at it, guys. He's got like a yellow top on. And he's saying Brian Cockerill would never hurt any innocent people. Brian Cockerill never hurt children or women. He'd never hurt someone like me and my wife, he says. Just please watch the video. He's got like a greeny top on and he's talking. He says, so Brian Cockerill was virtually the law in this area. He was the law. And it was a safer place and all this stuff. But me and my wife have got to know him and we love him. We love him. He's a great lad. And can't paper over the cracks what he's done, some horrific things. I've actually seen 7 different forms, charge sheets where he's been pulled in and bailed for murder, 7 different murders. I've seen them with my own eyes. He says that on the video. You'll watch it, you'll see. And he said, no, he's lying, he never got done for this. Well, how are you saying it then? You've actually seen my charge sheet. You've seen them, the ones that I got done for. But I got off, obviously, when I got kicked out. I was charged, like the one with you. I'm not charged with it. I got arrested for them. So I showed him all the different ones when I was bailed with it. And he says on there, I've seen them. He said, but he would never hurt any innocent people. He would like me and my wife. He would never hurt us. So why am I hurting your wife now? Why am I hurting you now then? I found this great. You were talking 3 years ago about me in the 90s. And that was the streets, and that was the rumours on the streets and what was going on and what really happened, what was going on. You told the truth. So why have you changed 360 degrees? Saying Brian's a monster, he hurts children, he beats kids up, he beats old men up. Because you were found out, because you wouldn't give me the invoices for my book. I went to court, beat you, and I've destroyed you. And I found out Paul Sykes was a nonce paedophile, which I've been saying. If you look at my page of Paul Sykes and Lee Duffy, 275,000 people, I think it's been on it, something like that. I think it is 275,000 people been on that page. It's something like 140,000, I think it is, got the thumbs up that he's a nonce. We all know he's a nonce, but you kept paper over the cracks, think you could get away with it, but it's all come out because people from Wakefield and people from like Dale knew what he was. But you thought, like, if somebody said to me he's a nonce, I'd check out and they would say, no matter if I was going to make £10 million, get away from me, you fucking paedophile cunt. Fuck off now. Fuck off. Get away from me, I'll kill you, cunt. And that's where it's like with you. Because you the thing with you did that. You sold them books knowing what he did to them children, knowing what he did to his own sister, raping his own sister, knowing what he did to young kids. And you sat there to scoop the money in, because that's what you do, because you just wow. You don't do your due diligence, you put your own spin on them, but you make stories up in your own head, put them on the paper, or you'll get a bit of Brian Cockerill story, a bit of Roy Shaw, a bit of Lee Duffy, a bit of Teddy Dicko, a bit of Kev Kilty, splice them together and make another book, because your books are made up of fantasy shit, or they're made up of other people's stories. You've stole them. You go around like Emma says, you dictaphone people, You get little bits of it, you give it to your wife, and she types them out. And that's what you do. You rob people. Well, how's Terry Dicko saying it? So let's go from like not the people you're trolling. Let's go to the people you've robbed then. Well, Terry's saying you've robbed him. $2. I'm saying it. Richie Horsey said it. Gary Fairby went, I've done a documentary. I've done a film. I've done a book. I said, man, I've done a book, but the bastard's not paying me. That book, you done that book. And I think you did too for the Gary. You haven't paid him twice for the books. You didn't pay fucking Paddy Maloney. Probably robbed him. Paddy had to get the book back off you, the $2. Because he actually wrote them books and you took 900 quid off Paddy and robbed him. Paddy got his money back off you and printed the book himself. Took your name off. He said, what the fuck are you doing? It's my book. I've written this. It took me 15 years, I think it took him. I was in jail and things like that. It's, every day doing a couple of pages. Paddy did it himself. So he tried to steal his mantle, which is his glory, like you do with your wife. You pretend that you've written the book. But didn't your wife written your book? Yeah, my wife did write my book. I've given the stories what I did. Some of the stories are her stories. She knocked around with me. She knew Lee as well. And she knew the stories at Teesside. So she was around in that area. You weren't. So Shirley wasn't. She's from Harrogate. So she can't put an input into something if you're not there. It's like saying to someone, what was it like in the raves? It's hard to explain to someone. It's like 3,000 people on the floor. Everyone's up there, coming on fasting, coming on strong. Love me, find it, number more. At the front, at the back, rush coming on like a heart attack. All that type of stuff. And then the rush is coming on you and the fucking buzz and that. But you can't explain it until you feel it, until you're there. You can't explain it. It's like saying, what's it like to be drunk? You don't know, do you, until you get drunk? What's it like to take coke? You don't know until you take it. Which many of you do take, and I can't tell, fucking knock you out. But you think you know everything about everything. You come on, you went, I really thought I knew everything about Lee Duffy. Brian Cockerill's come on, this is the other book. There's 2 books he talks about. Bullied me up to fuck, Brian's the best at everything. Because that was your cash cow that you told at level. Good when we went to Sean Atwood. 11 books you've got up, you said. And out of the 11 books, his pages, bing, 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 bing. No, you even stole, you scumbag. I created a page. You created it for me, and you know about computers. I admit that. I am computer illiterate. But you know nothing about fighting. You can't fight. You know nothing about being a gangster. You know nothing about nothing. You wouldn't know how to do a robbery in your fucking life because you'd run like fuck. You wouldn't have a clue how to do jobs. What I've done and got away with because of the intelligence. You've never been in that world because you haven't got a clue. But you've tried to come into that gangster world and be a gangster and you failed. Sadly, you failed. We smashed your winners twice. Boo-hoo. You got people shouting on the phone, me, Decker Higgy. Oh, my mum, you know, my mum's scarier than him. My mum's fucking 80-year-old. I'd rather have Decker Higgy screaming out, shouting at me than my mum for 5. I'd rather have Decker Higgy shouting at me for 3 hours than Darren G and you than my mum shouting at me for 2 minutes. My mum would, you'd run like fuck, my mum. I'll fucking kill you, wee bastard. Yeah, little cunt, get in here. Oh, mum would put the shits up, yeah. My mum would knock you clean out, boy. She's 80-year-old. She'd spark you. She'd fucking wipe the floor with you in 2 seconds, you fat cunt. And tell you what, Fatty Yakes would have, she'd have destroyed Fatty Yakes. Fatty pies. She'd have stuffed them pies right down her fucking throat. She'd just knocked her on, nutted her right in the face. My mum didn't give a fuck. My mum's the hardest person I've ever known in my life. And I'm not joking. You ask all the lads, Richie Horsey, all the lads from Hartlepool, Kev Rich, all them lot, fucking big Keno, Mick Sorby will tell you, my mum, he said, the hardest person ever. Not Brian, it's fucking his mum. And everyone says it in Hartlepool because she could fight for fun because we had a family of 11 and she had to look after them. And she was like the best fighter of them all. Really tough. But yeah, but you just like to call people's mums, threaten people's mums to burn people's house down, threaten people's children to burn them, to rape them. You threaten to rape Bull. So Bull's a liar as well then about his child. Terry's a liar about his book. Mick Sorby's a liar. Richie Horsey's a liar. Gary Fairby's a liar. I'm a liar. Emma's a liar. Kev Kilty's a liar. Carol Edwards is a liar. Everyone's a liar apart from you. Tina Shaw, lovely, lovely woman, come on, told the truth. You got me page stuck, you got it took down. But it doesn't matter because it's been seen by nearly 200,000 people. And that'll go back up. I'll get it to come back on and say it in a different way. I'll get it to come on and do it better. I'll get Carol to come back on and tell her story. But I'll get Carol to do it better because I'll do it better myself. I'll interview her and Emma together and see what you've done with the tag team and all that. Because the girls know better. And then you tortured Paul Marie Howarth, another woman with cancer. Then you tortured Raggy, a man with cancer, brain cancer. Then you tortured Dale Brennan Hyde, who written the book. They tortured him for years, laughing down the phone like the Joker. He said to little Raggy, when he thought he was going to die with brain cancer, you said, my greatest pleasure will be watching you in your coffin dead. All your fucking Paki family, because the Pakistani, great lads, great, love them a bit. All your family, Paki family will be stood around you crying, tears, and I'll be doing this. And he's done that same thing what he did to Dale. So I started putting, the FBI would have put like things on the wall, but I would put them in my head. I thought, same thing, rape your dog, bum your dog, burn your house down. You got Simon Ambler to try and burn my house down. I've got the video on here. You can watch Simon talking about him. There's a video on there where he threatens to get me killed, threatens to burn my house down. Police have done nothing. Because you're a police informer. I've been the other way around. If it was any of us on here who've done what you've done to me, giving your name and address out and explicitly tell them, I've already got 2 lads that threatened to burn his house down. That's attempted murder. And then you're threatening to say, I'll go to his house and beat him up and be deadly season, beat him up on the doorstep, kick his door in. And Simon's come out and told the truth. Simon made a statement, the full statement on YouTube, and told the truth. It was you who got him to do it. So Simon's lying as well. So why is every single person a liar apart from you? And why are you hiding in a police house if it's all lies? Why have you got chased? Why have all the people in Teesside chased you all over Teesside, chased you out of Teesside? Because you're a lying bastard and you've done all these things. You try to get me mixed of it. I've known mixed since I was 8 years old. Fucking disgusting you are. Try to get me spirituously, pretend to be me, changing the passwords on the fucking computers that Richie doesn't know. I didn't know, but Richie come on and went, I didn't realise how poorly Brian was. He was telling I'm trained to fight him, I'm going to knock him out, I'm going to do this, all this fucking shite, and driving people around the bend. Because we've been friends since 1994, me and Richie. And I used to go and see his mum. His mum was a beautiful woman, loveliest woman you could ever meet. I'd go and come, you all right, so do you want anything to eat? Do you want this? Do you want that? And give me a cuddle, a kiss, every time. Lovely, lovely lady. And never had a problem with him. Never had a problem with Xarby. Never had a problem with fucking Vulture. Trying to call Vulture, little Vulture, come on, he went, I love you, big cunt. I've known you nearly fucking 50 years. He said, that little earworm is trying to give. So I've told Richie. Richie went, I really believed him. But the thing is, Richie, I really believed him. I really believed that you were calling me names, threatening me, and threatening my wife and everything. It was fucking him. Because I was obviously on medication and stuff. It was him changing. I didn't know all about this password changing all that shite. Changing the password and putting it back in, and later on at 4 or 5 in the morning when everyone's asleep, he'd call you and take it off. And it looked like I'd done it. And then he'd call me because he was the admin of all the computers, the people who know about computers. So then he could send messages off there, say, Taxman was the code, and you could change it to say Scrappy, and he'd put the Scrappy code on and threaten him, and then put the Taxman back on, so it looked like it's come from me. Fucking, that is really evil, twisted, evil, sick cunt. Won't anyone does that to cause trouble to friends? So he tried to conquer and divide people, the same as Sean Atwood. He did it with James England, the Wildman. The Wildman was on one day. He tried to call me on the Wildman show. He probably wouldn't fucking do that. The Wildman said to me, I was that close to fucking knocking him out. He said, I'm going to strangle the little scruffy cunt. Because where they is, you have to go up all these stairs to get to Sean's place. I've apologised to Sean because I got it wrong. It was him again. It hasn't been Sean doing it, it's been him. Sean's been paying that money to them. I know he has now. I found out through YouTube. That money's been getting paid from Sean Atwood to Brenton Boyle. Brenton Boyle's kept my money. That's what's happened. I can see right through it now. So Sean's been paying that money every 6 months on the audio book because he's got out to do the paperback book. So I found that out as well. He's got out to do that. It's fucking them. It's been them all along. Him and Brenton Boyle. That's why Brenton's done one. He's gone. He sold his Rolls Royce. He sold his fucking shop. Publish War Cry Press. No books. Go on the internet. There's no Boyle books anywhere on the internet. All been taken down and disbanded because the lady, it's sad. I've just been speaking to her just before I come on here. She's in hospital at the moment. Who's actually said, I'm really letting you know. They don't let me fucking down. I said, you've done brilliant. I said, you've got me all that information. You've got me. But Sean, you've been brilliant. She's looked in, see if she can find out. They haven't been getting that money. He's been getting the money and sending it to them. So I know all this now. Poor Sean. I'll make it up to him. I'll go on the show. You know, of all the people he had on, he said I was the best. Again, another one. Jimmy O said I was the best. And this was what was killing him. because I just be myself and tell the truth. And when you tell the truth, you shine. Every time I tell the stories, you can go back and look at them. They're nearly word for word perfect. And I've been doing them stories, the truth, in my books since 2000. I've been writing books. So why would I change them now? So what I would say to you, Jamie, if these stories are lies, why, and you knew they were lies, why did you put them in the resurrection of Brian Cockerill if they were lies? Why did you say Brian's the best ever? Why did you say, don't forget to push the like buttons? I've never said that once. Not one person said that tonight. Scotty G on messages just say, it's been talking to you people. Could be fake account. Hey, Scotty, son. Yeah, I'm going to have you on, Scotty. It's just I'm really bad, Scotty. On my fucking right side, my right hand's fucked, son. I'm on fucking painkillers and everything, and I haven't been fucking I haven't been able, I'm struggling to get outside, mate, just to go to the fucking shop with poor Emma. I've had to get a taxi the day to take Bobby to get his medication, 50 quid for the taxi there and back. We just couldn't drive. It's only 12 mile there, 12 mile back. Couldn't do it. Besides, it just blows up. I've definitely got fucking, we'll have to have another op, I think. He's saying I was making me operation. He's identified Richie Horse. He's hiding and he's pretending that since Richie's offered him out for a fight, but Richie never offered him out for a fight. It's you with your little to the count. Hey, Rob, son. Thank you, Rob. Love you a bit, son. God bless him. He's not been well lately. Been poorly. You look after yourself. You need me, Rob, anytime. You know where I'm at. Just even if you text me, I'll phone you back. I'll give you my number. You know I'm there for you any day of the week, mate. Cartman. He's a great lad, Cartman. Sam West, another great lad. It's lovely people in here. Sometimes I get a bit of tears in my eyes, when I see people on, and I get not upset, but I get tears of joy type thing in your head. You think, these lovely people, lovely comments, lovely Steve Mac, God bless him. He's just not far from me, and he's the other one. Soon as if I had trouble, he'd be at my door in fucking minutes, but he'd have to get past his daughter because she'd be here before him. But yeah, they're lovely people. And tortured him, fucking. And tortured his daughter and tortured family members. I won't go into it, but tortured his family members from 30 odd years ago, fucking saying horrible things about him. Horrible. Then he had me fucking really upset. I was like, fucking, did have tears in my eyes. I was going, Stephen, he's got fucking 3, 5, 6 years. He's something not right. He texts me every day, or his daughter, there's something not right. And went on for about, but he was away on holiday. He never fucking told me. And about 6 days, and I went, where have you fucking? I'll give him a shout now. Where have you fucking been, you? Why didn't you let me? Anyway, I was saying, fuck for that, because he was going, your pit bull's in jail. He's done this to these little kids, Well, no, this is the same shite again. It's always got to be little kids in it, Jamie. You always have to try and put people down with vile things. The man's never done nothing like that. He's the first one to batter the biggest fucking nonce walking. Same as we. We don't like paedophiles. We don't like Jimmy Savile. You do. We don't have Jimmy Savile on our page. We don't have Paul Sykes on our page. We don't have people like fucking Silence the Lambs on the page. We don't have you. We don't dress up as Paul Sykes and want to be Paul Sykes. We don't want to be bummed up the ass by other boys or other men. That's what you're going about. You want to be bummed up the ass by Paul Sykes, you said in the movie. That was your words in front of Stephen Rafe. Stephen says, me, Emma, lady from Jeanette Hobson, they called her, from the BBC, and the other lady was like a solicitor type lady with a tweed jacket, and like a farmer one, like millionaire farmer, like the Queen years ago. That type of clothes they wear. She was there, and when you turn around and say, I'll just play the part, and you ran and bend over like that in the fucking this room we were in for Steve Rafe had near the train station, and I'll just play the part where Paul Sykes bums me in the cell. Stephen says, looked at me, get over there away from us, because it was a big square room, and you get over it. So he ran in the corner like that, with his head down, little dunce in the corner, with his head down, hid over there, and he went, he walked like that, walked out like that, and he went, I've got bigger fish to fry, and ran off out the fucking building, ran down the stairs and ran off. Then later on, we got to the train station, and that's where that place was, where the prostitutes were. He'd run around there. Imagine getting off a train and saying, live, can anyone point me to where the rent boys are in London? Everyone just thought, what the fuck? That's the real Jamie, see, down there. The real Jamie's mask fell off, full of drink, full of drugs, and saying what he really thinks about people. But I wouldn't like to hurt anyone. If people have a fight, I don't mind having a fight. If I get beat, I get beat. I'll never be the fighter I was, like Steve said. No one can be. It's like Tyson could never be the fighter he was. No one can keep up forever. But I'm 60-year-old nearly. But I tell you what, I'll be the second best fighter you've ever had in your fucking life with me. I'll make so much damage on you. You'll never want to fight again. When I've fucking had a fight with you, I might get beat. But I tell you what, you will get a lot of damage on you. I don't give a fuck who you are. But you won't see me run. Never fucking run. Never run at you. What does that say? Did you she Borough when Jamie was taken SA? No, I never seen that, mate. A blog when he was taken. What's that say mean? Oh, talking. Oh, yeah. Well, that was all shite. Even Sean knows that because I spoke to Sean. I said, all that he's told you all the shit. He knew nothing about Lee Duffy. He wasn't. What do you mean he wasn't? I said he wasn't even a lad. He wasn't even about then. That was Lee was killed in 1991. I said, so how the fuck August 91 he was killed? So how does he know? And here's another one that'll give you the kicker. He tried to say Lee was in the pound shops. There wasn't any pound shops in 1991. The pound shops were the first pound shops I checked out. You know I do my due diligence. Checked out the first pound shops were in Western Supermare, and he bought £30,000 of the stuff this lad, and he made I think 90,000. So he trebled it. Then he bought another 2 shops in that area. So there was no pound shops up there till about 2000. So he was saying, "Oh, Lee Duffy, why would Lee Duffy pinch out of pound shops when he was a taxman? Taxman, like we tax people, we tax thousands of pounds off people. Why would we go into a pound shop and steal a chance of going to fucking jail for a pound item? We would just go in somebody's house who's been cheeky or some drug deal and take the drugs off him, make thousands of pounds, or a car off someone who's been cheeky. Lee was the same. If we took off someone who was a decent person, and we found out, we'd go back around, give them the stuff. We'd take a little bit off and say, can you have that? Because such and such. We never taxed bad people. It was only good. Sorry, it was only good people. Sorry, it was only bad people we taxed. Like ones who were selling mainly heroin. Fucking hated the stuff. My brother was on it for years. And ended up fucking hanging himself through that. And so he went on the heroin because he got raped as a child. So 2 things I hate is heroin, and I hate fucking nonsense. And even if Jesus said to me, I know he's a paedophile, but you've got to forgive him for me, I'd say, no, Jesus, you can fucking crucify me if you want, because I'm not never ever. I'll forgive somebody who's murdered someone. I'll forgive somebody who's fucking chopped me up with hammers and bars and things like that. I forgive. I can forgive someone who's tried to kill me, but I can't forgive fucking paedophiles hurting children, or fucking nunty bastards robbing old people. Them things I can't forgive, not in my fucking watch. And that's why my morals are like that from day one. Anyone hurt any old people, I'd go straight around and smash the fucking face in, get all the stuff back and give it back. And I did that for years. And that's what the police said to McIntyre. One thing he did do is when anyone got robbed, he'd make sure they get the stuff back. It was old people. And they would, if he came looking for someone and they found out it was Cockerill's looking for you, they would go straight to that house and bring that furniture and give the people the stuff back. It happened time and time again. The copper said, a couple of coppers talked to McIntyre. He said, some of the police hate him. He said, well, you've got to give him his due. There was no heroin on the streets. In 1995, we went to jail. From 91, when he got out, to 95 was the worst violence on the streets of Teesside, they said. The very worst violence. And that was when I was running the show. I got nicked for 3 shootings at the Blue Monkey in 6 weeks. It was over 6 weeks. I got nicked for fucking kidnappings. I got nicked for going to nightclubs and putting guns to people and pulling the trigger. Steve Mack knows all about it. They were from Groveville. Thought they were going to take over my club. And I've been nicked for all these things, but it's been in the paper multiple times in the Gazette and everything. You can see it. And the people of Teesside know that. And that's why if these stories weren't true, people like Steve and all the other people who are on here from Teesside and people from this area would say that never happened. Or that thing in the book never happened. But nobody says that because it did happen. And that's why they're in the books. And that's why I did the documentaries. And that's why I did the McIntyre one. That's why I did the Faces the Underworld book. That's why I was ranked at the 5 top biggest gangsters of all time. That's why I was ranked number 1 enforcer in Great Britain. The number 1 enforcer of Great Britain in history was me. That's what they said. The number 1 enforcer of all time, Brian Cockerill. And in all the newspapers, the Daily Mirror, the Suns, the Scottish paper, the Scottish Sun, the Daily, even the fucking Daily Sport, I was in all them. The Daily Mirror, I was in Hello magazine, Nuts magazine, all them boy magazines, like soft porn things. I was in all them. McIntyre, I was in them books. I was also with Paul Massey, the 40 biggest gangsters of all time, or 50 biggest, was with counting the Irish lads, obviously, fucking lot of not Irish lads, loads of Irish lads naughty. So it was the pick 50. Bernard O'Mahony was at Essex Boys. So I was in that book, and I'm stood walking with my hands like that across in Billingham. Haven't Hill, sorry, it's like that. I'm going like that with my fingers in the air like that with Bob Raw, and I'm there in that book as well. Faces of the Underworld and Gangsters of the Underworld, and then I did that Gangsters of the Underworld documentary. So I've been, and then I did another documentary called Gun Nation, and that was about Manchester lads shootings and stuff. And they were trying to bring guns into here, and I stopped them, not through Paul, but somebody else. I stopped the guns coming here from Manchester and Liverpool. I sent the 27 machine guns back to Liverpool one day. The lad who was doing them, I can't say his name, but I said to him, get them out of here now. And it was with a motorbike gang who was working. I got them. I knew the motorbike people, and I said, look, I need a favour. I helped you 10 years ago or something. I want them, don't sell them in here where I am, where my people live. And they never come back with them. Just stop selling them. And that's another thing. I stopped the guns on the street. There's no guns in Teesside hardly. You can't just go down that town and get a handgun like you can in Liverpool. You could walk the street corner, Liverpool, get it. Go to Birmingham, get it. You can't in Teesside because I stopped them all coming. I stopped them from Newcastle coming down as well, and from Scotland. Because I don't like the fucking things unless I've got them. Because I don't miss if I shoot. But I don't want anyone else having the guns. Fuck that. That's why we stopped them coming in. But we had the streets boxed off. We had all the nightclubs. Yeah, mate, Irish Bull, you're right, yeah. Fucking dirty bastard, mate. I mean, think about this, being all the guys on here, the men, proper lads, even naughty lads, normal lads, whatever, even ladies on here, and women and whatever. Who in the right mind, like, see, I've got a fight with someone, top fighter, fucking, I fought all the top fighters in this area, beat them all. All the top fighters I've beaten, and all the other ones who are up there have been friends of mine, you know, end up shaking hands and stuff. But I've never ever went around and burned somebody's house down. I've never went around and fucking threatened to rape somebody's wife. I've never went around. I've went to go and fight people at the house that I've got there, and the wife's been in with the kids, and I've walked away. I went to a house once to get 20 grand worth of gear and 20 grand worth of coke, 20 grand worth of money, and I went to the door, and there was two kids. It was like a stairwell. That way was the kitchen, that way was the living room, and the kids were out there. There was like a gate, you know, them gates with baby gates. 2 or 3 year olds, and a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old playing. I didn't know because the lad walked in with the gear, and the other lad had the 20 grand. I thought, I can't do it. I can't go in the house with kids, and I couldn't do it. I just walked away. Why didn't you just get it? I said, can't fucking do that. I can't fucking go in there. Fucking children at the door. So I would never forgive myself. Couldn't do it. So I wouldn't do it. So I wouldn't do that. But I don't know how anyone in their own brain can think, I'm going to bum your dog. I'm going to bum your wife. I'm going to rape your dad. I'm going to rape your sister. Threatened to rape my sister. I'm going to get your sister raped over Hartlepool. That's what you put on the fucking comment. Fucking vile bastard. Vile bastard. You will get your comeuppance, I'm warning you now. You will, because it's coming to you. You can't keep... You've been doing this for fucking years, 100% bull, yeah. 1,000,000%, me. Dirty bastard. Who in the right mind would want to go and rape somebody's child? What the fuck's a little child? 8-year-old little daughter, beautiful kid, Irish Bulls. Little daughter, what the fuck's that little 8-year-old kid done to you? Why would you threaten to rape that man's daughter? You're not right, Ned. You're sick. You weren't putting down in Russia and years ago in China. They'd take you out of the field and just put a bullet in the back of your fucking head. And that's what's going to happen to you. Definitely, that's what the Irish people have said to you. Come back to Ireland, you're going to get 4 in the head. So that's why you're shiting yourself and you've went to the police, because you've got that much trouble. You don't know where it's going to come. If you get killed tonight, right, just for talking's sake, they will say, well, has he got any trouble with anyone? They'll think, fucking hell, has he got any trouble with anyone? It takes them for a lifetime to go through the statements. That many people you've threatened, is that many people you've had trouble with. And that's what's going to happen. You're never, ever going to get away from this now, because you've created the monster. There's a film called The Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's what you are. Dun, 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 dun. Fucking Jamie Psycho Bates. You're dressing up, not in your mum's clothes, but you're dressed up when you might have been your mum's clothes, but you're dressed up in your wife's clothes. That's not normal. You're weird. You're definitely a weirdo. Calling yourself Betty. Doing that with your hair like that, as if like you love a Paul, not Paul, Oscar Wilde. me and Oscar Wilde, we're both like young boys. These comments you're coming out, you can't get away from them because you're coming out with them live on your podcast. And they're there, like the one last night. You can say I've called that lad just come on there to apologise to me because I told the truth. I don't tell fucking lies. Say I did say it so when I called them and I got it wrong. I'd say, look, I really, really apologise. I'm really sorry. I'm out of order. I should have checked out properly before I said it. That's why I check everything out before I come on. See that book? I've known about that book for months and months and months. About 2 years I've known about that book. I've never had the proof, so someone's got the book and read the stuff out over the internet to me, over the phone to me, sorry, and I've listened to it. I remembered what bits to keep in. I wanted to have sex with her. I like schoolies, and I wanted to have sex with a virgin. But when I had sex with a 15-year-old, she wasn't. That was his wife. He ended up being his wife, Kath. So he ended up having sex with another 14-year-old. And he said, "I've had sex with her, but she is a virgin. But I'm going to go to jail for this one. I know I'm going to jail." That was Paul Sykes' words. So you're going to tell me someone else has made that up? But that book was written, I thought it was 20 odd years ago. It was off the shelf for 20 years. I got it mixed up. It was about 1970 something. You written the book, I think it was. It might have been 1970. I think you written it. But he was very clever and very intelligent, Paul Sykes. But he was a fucking half decent boxer. Dirty enablers. I'm going to look. Yeah, enablers. Well, enablers. What that means, people, that's someone who's letting him do what he's doing, like his wife. You're right there. What you're saying, man. Hangman's audits. If someone, like, say, I did something bad. I would never fucking think about fucking. It doesn't even come in my head. You know, if I thought about, I'm going to rape this son, I'm going to rape that kid, I'm going to do that, I think I'll go in the kitchen and I'd put a rope up, or I'd get a gun and shoot myself in the fucking head. I'd rather kill myself than have that like thoughts. If that thinking them thoughts are good. That's what he thinks. He goes, he, that horrible paedophile laugh he's got. He loves it. He's fucking sick in the head. And then he starts offering people out. And then when the company's house, he gets to the police. I just can't fucking work it out. I always used to say, people say, keep that shut unless you can back it up with these. Just keep it shut. Well, you don't say. So, yeah, because I can back it up with these, Jamie. Every day you're phoning me up. Somebody else. Then your wife's phoning me up. You're fucking threatening your wife. You're bullying your wife. She's going to leave you. You left the house. Christmas Day. I mean, then I got you on. I said, go to the Indian shop in the corner, Pakistani shop in the corner. Christmas Day. I said, it'll be open. Get her a box of chocolates and get her a bottle of Baileys. And she's on the phone crying. He's bullying you, mate. Just like his father, a woman abuser and an alcoholic. He's a pure alcoholic. Her two daughters have had to leave the house because he's threatened them, saying, I run this house, my fucking house, and went out the house. He said he sat there all night last night sniffing coke and then making crack in front of my son. And because my daughters reprimanded him, which told him off. What are you doing that in front of my brother for? Because their stepbrother. They left because anyway they had to wait for the dad to pay for a taxi. 44. How can I make all this up? £44 for the taxi to go back to Harrogate from fucking Christmas Day it was to back home to the dad's. And after that day, the dad said, "Never again are you going back to that house." They never went back to it. The only time they went back is when he's been away, like say in London or somewhere else. He's gone back, but the little kids never called us nothing. Jameson. He never said a word. No, if that was somebody's son, you'd say that, yeah, hasn't he threatened you, Jameson? Right, do a statement with the police. So you'd sit there as an adult, let your son do a statement. And if I'd done that to a kid, I'd rather go to fucking jail threatening a 13-year-old kid with a knife. So I said, okay, and where's the statement off the child? I said to the police, they went, there's no statement off him. I said, well, they've said I'm getting charged for threatening the son with a knife. He said they've said that, but this kid hasn't said nothing. The kid hasn't said a word about it. So therefore, if he did say something, they'd probably arrested me for it, and I'd be on bail. But as you've seen on the bail sheet, she turned around and said, and by the way, look, Jamie hasn't made a statement to the police. Only I've made it. I have the right to go to the police because I just work for the Sitting Advice Bureau. I've got the right. I'm just a normal human. I'm just a normal person who works for a living. Yeah, you do, Shirley. You do have the right. 100% love. 100%. As my wife got the right when my house was getting firebombed and petrol bombed and fucking grenades going off and fire grenades and smoke bombs and everything in my house. You'd have shit your fucking self, you fat cunt. You'd have shit your fucking pants, or somebody come to your mum's house and do it to your mum. How would you like your mum's house well smashed to fucking pieces? How would you like your sister's house smashed up? How would you like your dad's house smashed up the lakes? People go up the lakes and put all these windows through. How would you like it? You're sitting there laughing at people with these things that are happening, but you're creating them because you keep making lies up about people. Everyone's onto you now. And there's never in a million years you're going to write another book. He's put on 4 days ago, he's going to write 100 books. How are you going to rip 100 people off? Because that's all you're going to try and do. Because I'm going to warn every person, which I've done with the Brian Clough people. I've done everything. Everywhere you go, home house, we sent the videos there. They've all been sent to all the videos where you call me a spacker, a retard. And like I said, we've all got people or friends who've got kids or uncles or nephews are in wheelchairs, or people who've got like dads who've had heart attacks and stuff. Like, I didn't have an heart attack. I had obviously neck injuries, but you said he's pretending that he's in a wheelchair. How can you pretend to be in a wheelchair when I've got scars right down my back to show it? Scars right at the bottom of my back to prove it. Coming out walking like that with Bram and them, and fucking everyone's crying in the fucking room because I was in that bad a way. But you're sitting and put comments going, we sat and pissed ourselves laughing when you seen them walking. You know, it's so clever now, karma's got you. No, it's an injury from training. Injuries of hard training over the years. That's all it was. Nothing to do with karma. What the fuck's karma got to do with an injury? What you got? Or if you crash your car, that's not karma. Karma's what's happening to you now. Karma's got you back. Remember the bit where nobody knows you. Cartman and no one cares. Can't remember that. What the bacon heads all day long. Yeah, you're right, Cartman. Bacon heads. Bacon head, it sounded like that, bacon heads. Yeah, so what's happened with him has been found out. Don't forget to push the like buttons, guys. I've only told you twice. I won't tell you 3 times. Push the fucking like buttons. Steve, jump on group. I might have a pop one Irish Bull. I'll have a pop one. Love you a bit, son. Yeah, so I don't fucking tell lies. I've done that wrong. I've had fights with people in pubs and I've been their own fucking lads and stuff, and I went, oh fuck, and I've let it go over. Apologise, and I've fucking took them out and stuff, and I've given them money and things like that. But I've got to people's houses where I've taxed someone and got it wrong. Somebody told me loads of lies like that, fucking scumbag. I've gone in, supposed to be calling me. I've gone there, never happened. So I walked back out, realising it was all lies. But we all do daft things in life. Not one of us can say, well, I'm perfect, mate. None of us are perfect, and none of us do everything right. I was on crack for years, I admit it. And when I told him I want to come out and tell the truth, I was on the drugs. I want people to see this big sport called Britain's hardest man, Britain's biggest enforcer. Just shows you even me at my time could be brought down by drugs. I want the kids to see how bad I got and how bad I was on the drugs. And if I can do that and save one kid's life, I'm doing a great job. And I've saved fucking thousands and thousands of people's lives over the last 3 or 4 years. We've saved 78 people from committing suicide. I mean, and we've talked them down off bridges. We've talked them down in Australia, America, all over the world. People have phoned us different places, and we've got thousands and thousands in the gym, as you know. And we've got thousands and thousands on diets and helped thousands and thousands with the different routines, helped thousands and thousands with the garlic, to get rid of toothaches and gout and stuff like that. So I go out in the world and I go into schools and I help children. I let them listen to my story, so they don't want to be like me. I let my nose itchy. I let them say, we all get an itchy nose halfway through me saying, with all the lines of coke I'm sniffing, that's very funny there. You're back on the biff there. But my eyes are perfectly normal, Jamie. Look, I've got no big fucking eyes like you. I'm not sweating like a pig like you. I'm not a mess. I'm not disheveled. I come on here, I get smartened up every day, even though I'm fucking bad. I might only be up 2 hours a day. I get up every day. I get about 3 or 4 showers a week, and I get a shave, 3 shaves a week, and I use the electric shaver in between the days, so I get a shave every day. I make sure my teeth I do 5 minutes in the morning with my teeth and 5 minutes at night with an electric toothbrush. You're calling my teeth with those 2 teeth. So what? What's 2 teeth? All the fights I've had, look, I never lost a fucking lot. I've had people hit me with fucking bats in the face and everything. So, like how that was it. He said, oh, when he was in the house, he's crying like a little girl when they all beat. There was 14 people beating me up in their house. And somebody put and said, you wouldn't have fucking survived one bat of mine fucking beating up for 10, 11, 12 minutes with hammers and bars and being stabbed and still get up off the fucking floor and still go to the hospital, have the operations, and then still never grasped anyone. So why am I making statements against you? Because it's not a statement I made against you. What I made against you was my version of what you're telling the police. So you just sit there and let you start a lot of shit and just sit there and go to jail 10 years or something for a lot of lies you tell. So why you keep coming on every week saying, Brian, you'll be in jail by tomorrow. There's 2 young kids going to court against you. You've sexually abused them 33 years ago, and nothing comes of it. It's all lies. It's on my record. Dangerous driving. That's it. Dangerous driving and criminal damage and threatening a copper. So a copper. That's what's on my record. Something at my door. Something at the door. Sure, yeah, Tony. Yeah, so 81 on, still 74 up. Kevin Mooney. Hey, Kevin, you all right? Yeah, both well. You guys doing well, Kevin, son. I'm seeing you for a bit. The door! You can't get up. You can't hear me. I'll just shout there. Fucking hell, you get up my legs. That's how bad my hip is. I was talking to that lad the other day. Scotty G, my hip's killing me. The door! Somebody's at the door.
Mark from Rosemary is there.
Somebody's at the door.
Yeah, it's a lad. Oh,
good. Oh, my mate, little Indian lad. Little Indian lad at the door, good kid, lived on the corner. Did loads of shit from his fucking girlfriend, tortured him, so couldn't get some footage or put it off. All these crazy women who fucking torture, one of them she is. Lovely kid. They own a load of taxis and a car wash and that. Nice. They've known for 30 odd, yeah. Lovely kids. When Scrappy used to go missing, he'd go straight to their house. He's not Indian, Pakistani, sorry. But lovely kid. But he said, that's what he said. I was racist the other day. Fucking racist. When my best friends were Matt Johnson, Ali Johnson, and fucking Lee Little. Lee Little's fucking. Well, Lee since he was 16, I was 18 when I met Lee. I mean, Lee's never ever had a ball out 40 odd fucking years, man. Never had a bad argument. He used to work for me. He used to do the doors and stuff. He used to work with us. He's seen me benching 6 plates. He's seen me squat 8 plates. He's fucking been there and fucking seen me deadlifting over 800 pounds. Don't lie about that. He said I was lying about all that. And Peter come on and said, no, you did. Kevin Kelly come on and said, I seen Brian bench £2,000. Mark Johnson was there. Alice, Adish, another black lad, Pakistani lad, great lad. And I did 12 reps for 2,000 fucking pounds. And this is 30 odd years. You're talking about 1992, 93. So you're talking 30 years ago I was doing that. Oh, there's people stronger than you now. Yeah, there might be people stronger now. We never disputed that, Jamie. We're not on about fucking the Welsh man deadlift, but I was strong on every event. Some people are only strong at say one thing, deadlift or bench or something. I was strong on everything. I never had a weakness. I was strong on everything. But you trying to tell me, trying to put me down. Well, that's what you put. Why would you stand there with nearly £1,000, £960? What's that going to do? Well, I got taught that little trick. What you do is you've got the bar and you put it on the rack. And what you do, you put it on the squat rack and you put the weights on. So the lad said, put 5 plates each end, and when you can hold 10 seconds, go up to 6 plates each end, and go till you can get as many as you can. So I used to be able to put 11 plates each end. That's all you can put on the rack. So that's like 460 key, I think it works out. And he's going, are you making it up? Not making it up. The bar's bending, the Olympic bar's bending with 460 key, which is fucking 900 odd pounds. And he said, I'm making it up. So it's on there live. Not live, but it was at the time it was. Everyone's seen it, but I'm making it up, he said. But it's on the video of me training, Brian Cockerill training. Now, what it was for, a lad was called Steve Brooks. He was second in the Mr. England 3 times against the big Irish lad. I can't remember the name now. From Ireland. What's his name? The big Irish lad. Big fat lad. Oh, I can't remember his fucking name. Anyway, he won the Mr. Britain so many times, and he was in the Mr. Welsh ones, but he never won it. But Steve Brooks is from Sperrymore, so I was on Linthorpe Road near the Kentucky. I seen this fucking lad about 5'8", about 20 stone, fucking shoulders out here. And you're a big lad. He said, yeah, I've got the shot. No, Robert Robinson, he's my other pal. He knows everything about training, vitamins and everything. He's one of my best friends. And he said, oh, this is Brian. And he was shook hands and that. He said, oh, I started talking to me about training. I said, oh, I've just got back. I said, what's your best squat like? I said, 800, no, 8 plates each end of a 10. And no disrespect, I can do 6 plates each end and I can get like 4 reps with it. I said, well, I can get 20 reps for 6 plates. He went, I'm not being disrespectful, but I'd have to see it. So this is where we come. There was me, Steve knows, little Brian, Steve Ireland, he knows, and what else was it? Mickey Flanagan and Big Brian Flaherty. Steve Mack knew him very well, great lad. So it didn't annoy me. I thought, I'll fucking show you. So anyway, I ended up doing 8.5 weight squats. I think I got 3 reps with it. It was 8 works out 803 pounds, I think it is. So I videoed that. And then I did one where I've got the 960 pound on. So what you do is you hold it, and what it's for is I was struggling to do like 6 plates deadlifts, and I was strong in my back, it was my grip. So Steve said, what it is, will be your hands, your grip, because you're not used to it. He said, put that bar on and hold it, and just hold it as long as you can. When you get to like 10 plates, just hold it, say you get 20 seconds, try and get 21 or 22. So I started doing that, and I did it for 3 weeks, and I went from 6 plates to 8 plates. So I went up 40 kg in 3 weeks by doing that grip work. So that moron's going, what's that going to do, gripping that? Well, it made my strength stronger. Because you've never trained in your life, and I've been trained since I was 13-year-old, you know nothing about training, Jamie. So why do you try and keep putting people down when you know fuck all about training? You're just a little horrible earworm, like Vulture said, and the Vulture's going to break your fucking jaw when he sees you in Hartlepool. And so the lads at Hartlepool, they're all going to batter you. Yeah, $100 in his shoe lives in Smack Dreamland. Yeah, Walter Mitty. If you've got, please, anyone out there, watch this film and give me a comment tomorrow, because I'm telling you now, it's called Walter Mitty. It's an old black and white film, and in the film, it's in black and white. I think it's in black and white. It goes in black and white and colour, I think. And in it, he's a pure what Walter Mitty's like, just can't stop lying. So 1 minute he's on the phone, like he's in this office. He works in I think it's an accountant's office. Yes, is that London? And I just, me and there were on bed. We were rolling on the bed, laughing, rolling. Yeah, I'm coming down to London next week. I was thinking, he's on, this is fucking going to see Sean Atwood or something out of London. He's going, yeah, I'm coming to London. Yeah, I'm going to do the book. I've got it. And no, there's no one on the phone. It's all made up. When I went in one night, I said, "Who's that? You're on the phone with Jimmy?" Because he was laughing, joking. I said, "I thought with Terry or something." He went, "Oh, Robin Williams." I went, "Oh, the actor." He went, "Yeah, no, not the actor." He said, "The singer." I went, "All right." I really fucking believed him, me, dozy bastard, mate. So then the next day he went, "I've just been talking about Anna Frail. She used to be in Brookside. So I went out with her for about 6 months. He's telling me all these sort of things he's done there. I don't know. Anyway, I still believed him. And then next day it was Gorgeous George Snatch has been on the phone asking about you. He said he's fascinated about you and Lee Duffy and that. He said, I'll give you a ring one day. Never happened because he never fucking talked to him. So in this film, that's him. Pretend to be talking to all these people and doing these things. 1 minute he's stood there and these people come over and tell him off because he's annoyed with them. He turns into his head. So in the film it changes. Like he stood like me like this. Next minute I turn into a German Nazi with a machine gun and go wipe everyone out. That's him, Walter Mitty. So in the film, you'll see it changing from the normal person into this lunatic. And that's what he's saying. It's going to do $100. Fucking crackers. So a lot of people are going to have to die first one because you like doing them on the dead, so you don't have to do them. Because you can't sue anyone, see, if you're the dead. Kevin, hi. Good, Kevin. Hope everyone's well. Yeah, we're okay. Jimmy B, you okay, son? Yeah, so he's pretending to be all these characters. So that was it. Bernie Slavin, that was it. Oh, Bernie Slavin got on my box. You know, the legendary footballer from Middlesbrough. I seen Bernie one day. I was with Sean Day, and we were at the cafe, Portal Cafe. He goes in there. I was having an ice cream, and I was just under 24 stone. I had 23-inch arms, 23-inch neck, 23 3/4-inch calves, 36.5-inch thighs, 58-inch chest, and 18-inch forearms. I was stood there behind Slavin's going, just looking at me. He couldn't stop looking at me, the footballer. You know, he's a big lad, Sean, isn't he? And Sean went, oh, yeah, it's pride and that. Never talked to him, mate, but I've only seen him about 5 or 6 times. Nice man. But Walter Mitty pretends he knows all these footballers. I mean, he's fucking crackers. Where's the Junior Witter book, Jamie? I've been told by good sources that you went to a book company to get it printed and they knocked you back. Then you've also went to another man who does electronic books. And he said, never again with you. He asked him to do 4 books. 4 books. You're supposed to be doing the Jack the Ripper, the Junior Winter, the kickboxer lad. But I've been told he's pulled out of the book, by the way. And also, I've been told that Ronnie Richardson has pulled out the book with you. She pulled out when she found out what you were doing. And she said, disgusting. She spoke to Emma. And also, Chris Lambriano's pulled out the book you were going to do with him as well. He's fucked you off. And apparently, Roy Shaw's fucking son, he's pulled out of the thing you're doing with him. He's found out you're just a crank. So all them people have fucked you off. And there's no Brian Clough book. I spoke to my Uncle Frank, who knows Nigel Clough, that's his name, that's his son, Nigel Clough. And he said, no way he'll be doing a book with my dad. No way. In fact, I think there's already been books written. They've already done the film. He said he's been to Grove Hill filming yesterday in Grove Hill about Brian Clough. So, pure shite. If it was Steve Mack would know straight away, he'd have phoned me. And I know other people in Grove Hill, and they've said never seen no cameramen and out. It's all shit. It's all Walter Mitty. Walter Mitty. Poor Remy, what he's doing to wear. That's the worst for me, what he's doing to wear when I was at hospital, you know. Not being able to be a man myself, get out and fucking get all and I couldn't move, guys. I was fucking paralysed. I was there tearing down my face thinking, I'll fucking smash your face in your cunt. And the cops are going, did you say this? And I said, what would you do if somebody come to rape your wife to the copper? Well, I wouldn't just stand there, he said, the little fattish copper. And I said, what would you do if it was your dog? She went, well, I wouldn't be happy. I said, I would not be happy. She said, to threaten that little dog is disgusting, that is vile. She said, I've seen him, he's gorgeous. So she did give me that. I just hope they have the due diligence and they realise this fucking scumbag. Listen, guys, whether you don't like me or not, do it for the other people. Charge me if you want, but don't charge Marie and all the others and stay in everyone else. So I'm not going to. Don't be keep charging these people for things they haven't done. They're only sticking up for us. They're sticking up for the families. Don't be fucking doing that to people, good people, making people ill, making people's daughters ill, making mums and dads. You're going to do me, nick me, snick me. I'll go to court. I'm not bothered. But don't keep making fucking people sticking up for us, because all they're doing is fucking. They can see the injustice and what it's doing to people, and they can see it. But you aren't. You're just like Daleks. You just tunnel vision. We'll get Brian Cockerill. We'll get Brian Cockerill. We'll get me. But stop fucking nicking people like Maria, who's got 2 little fucking kids in the house. 2 little boys who've got autism. I think one's got autism, got ADHD. It's fucking not nice. Left them in the fucking house on their own. 16-year-old and a 10-year-old kid left in the house. You're not fucking. You've been horrible. Murder squad coming involved by a piece of shit, a piece of dog shit, piece of shit. If it was happening to you, you wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like this happening to you. And it's not just me. It's happening. There's multiple people from all over the country, all over the world. He's done it to people in America and everywhere. Fucking Big Joe. He can call him Big Joe and everything. He's just horrible. He's fucking horrible. Yeah, you did. Bull was on about Brian on the McIntyre dot chat. Still I. Can't see that what it means daily. Is that daily? Dot chats. I don't know. I don't understand that bit. See, I can't. My fucking eyes are killing me. Terrible. Being in the sun with the little dog. Look brown now, Anna. Get a bit of tan. He said to me, you look about 70. I look fucking better than you scruffy cunt. I need to get a wash. I need to get out of bed and change my clothes. This is not for you, chap. I've only had this on twice. This. You guys jump on me. I've only had this on twice. This. Emma got me. I think I've got about 12 of them tops. But they like the darts. Play the tops as well, aren't they? They're dead loose. This is the treble extra large, this one. So I'm getting bigger now. Definitely getting bigger. So what was I going to say? So yeah, so the fucking crank is watching Sam Westall. Hello Sam. Irish Bull. Shelley's at all the. I told you, didn't I? For fuck's sake, Irish Bull. I told you. I told you not to put the pies on here. She's at the lot. The fucking lot's gone. She's had the lot. I knew she'd eat the lot. more pies, piggy eyes. And she sat there, she's not sad, she's just horrible. She's enabling what somebody just said. She's enabling my husband's going from, he stood there like Oscar Wilde, pretend he's Oscar Wilde, stood there like this with a chair, the state with his tits hanging out and everything. And he stood there with that big pot belly. And he stood there like that, and she's going, my husband, like, he's like a fucking king or something. Or like a general. He stood there and on the back of a chair, he's got his hands, he stood there like that. My husband goes growing from strength to strength. You seriously need help, you Shirley, as well. You need sections. Because if you think he's fucking normal, you know what you're scared of. You're scared in case he fucks off. Well, give me hope, Joanna. Give me dope, Joanna. Terry's song, what he nicked off. Terry put that on because you were shitting yourself because he was going, do you know how many women fancy me? Do you know I know Anna Frail? Do you know I know this one, that one? He was showing her the pictures of her face Christmas Day and going, there she is, she fancies me, and that one fancies me. He's going to leave me for a woman called Joanna. He's on these thingy sites and all that. But you were on them as well. So let's get this right. He's on them dating site things and you were on them. I wouldn't even waste my fucking time. I've got a beautiful wife going. Lovely human being, most kindest person, getting the best backup in the world. She's the best backup you could ever get in your life. Even Bull will tell you that. No one's better backup than her. She's fucking lethal and far too clever for you, Shirley. You thought I'm a legal secretary. You didn't realise how intelligent my wife is. She's fucking IQ through the roof. She only has to let somebody showed us something the other day. So I showed her something. And somebody else showed us something on the computer. And I'm like, what the fuck's he on about? She's on it like that. She's like, done. That's when she's deleted. So she's got all them little things now saved. But when Maria gets nicked or anyone else gets nicked, and Bull or anyone that gets nicked, they've got all the stuff where you're trolling these people from War Cry Publishing. So how can it be anyone else? When you directly send a message I send this message from Brian Cockerill on here now, the taxman, right? And if I send it to you and say, I'm going to smash your fucking face out and break your jaw for you, then now we'll get in trouble because it's a direct message. But if somebody called Tommy Jenkins comes on, no such name, and goes, and he comes and he starts writing and all that shit, like the Paul Massey thing, I knew it was fucking Boyle. And I say, I know it's you daft little cunt. It's not Paul Massey. I was in jail with Paul. You're a little crank. If it's Paul Massey, what's his brother's name? What jail was his brother in, such and such? And you can't answer it because you're not Paul Massey. You're a fucking crank. It's you. So I know it's you. That's how I catch you out. And I called you, Shoeball, you fat daft cunt. I want to break your jaw. You can't do nothing to the police because it's inadmissible in court. And this is where I've got you over a barrel. You're a fucking divvy. Unless I do it directly from my account to your account, direct messaging, and the threat has to be something like malicious communication is when you type it and slander is when you talk it. Unless I'm saying something about you, when I come on and say, you said on the Jimmy O that you're going to come out with your gay, which is what you did say. They go to Jimmy O's show, look at it and say, well, I can't do it because you have said that. So everything you've said, I'm reiterating and repeating what you've said on these shows. Nothing I've said on here I've made up myself because I know I could get in trouble for it if I made it up because that would be malicious or slanderous. There's Section 1 and Section 2 that comes under the 1977 Malicious Communication Act. But you don't know things like that, do you? Because you and Fat Shirley really think you're clever. But all this time, for 3.5 years, you've been trolling me. And not once have I been convicted of any of these so-called slanderous acts. Because they're not slanderous when they're the truth. You can say the truth. But when you're making things up lying, I'd be charged by now. So everything you've said to the police, you're lying. So when you lie to the police and you make statements about someone, say like, just for talking sake, Brian Crottel's been around my house with a knife, which is lies. I can have you charged now with that because that's not just malicious. That's perverting the course of justice and interfering with witnesses. When you're contacting me and sending me messages, you're not allowed to contact me because I'm involved in a case, an ongoing police inquiry. So if you're contacting the so-called person who you're frightened of, it proves to the jury and judge you're not frightened of that person because you wouldn't be contacting them. You're in a safe house on the run because you're frightened that I'm coming for you, or one of my associates are coming for you. So if you're so-called frightened, why are you going on these buses? Why are you going on these live? How are you telling people you're going in these places? You're going to be doing books. You're going to be doing that. So if you're going to be doing these certain items, what you're saying, that proves you're not frightened. So if you're not frightened, it proves the case is all shit. So the case would get kicked out. That's how much a brain you've got. You're that thick. Instead of hiding and keeping out the way and keeping your mouth shut and waiting that goes to court, you haven't done that. You just keep coming on with lies and lies and lies. It's all coming from you. The bell enders is made up from you. That box secrets, I knew that was Shirley from day one. And the other one's you, Ebenezer Greensplat. You know what I can tell, Jamie? I'll give you a little clue. You never put like a nice normal face. It's always like an ugly, disgusting, horrible, vile face you put on them. Because that's what you are inside. When you look at a boil's a big spot on your ass. Usually on your ass. It gets there, it festers of pure poison in green pus. And you squeeze it and it busts and it's all oozing a pus. That's what your brain is. It's all oozing a pus because you're a boil. You're a festering boil in your body. That's what you are. You are a horrible, disgusting, not a boil, B-O-Y-L-E, a B-O-I-L, a boil, a horrible boil in the bag. That's what you are. And you're festering away. You get this Mr. General MC Raw Dog. Good evening, mate. Love you a bit, son. I love you too, son. Love you all the world. From Leeds. Good lads from Leeds. They're good. I met a lot of good lads from Leeds when I was in jail. You'll know this. He said I'm making this up. The Mr. General MC Raw Dog. You'll verify this. It was called Wilston, the jail I was in. And the other one was called Rudgate in Leeds, right? Now, Leeds football team at the time had Rio Ferdinand playing. They had what's the other one called? The big nose one. Footballer, what's he called? Fucking brilliant footballer, could score for Liverpool. Ian Rush was there. So I'm in this jail that was semi-open. On the other side was the academy for the football that they used to train. He said I'm making this up as well now. So when we go out for a walk, we walk around the field, all the lads, big Steve Hammer and Jeff Brown, and the lads from Gateshead used to come down with us. So we used to walk around the field and we used to train the weights and stuff. And I'd sit and look through the fence and you could see through the fence. You could see them training football. Lee Sharp, who played for Manchester United, he was there. And Ian Rush, like I said. And I used to watch him, the academy it's called. I don't know what it's called, the place. He's saying I'm making that up. It doesn't exist. That academy place there, where the football, the prison is. But the footballers used to train there. I used to see them out there, out through the fence. You know, like them fences, like mesh fences, like with the green, like it's metal, but it's got green plastic on it. One of them, and it was about 6 foot tall, the fence, and we used to see them training on the football field, not a field, it was just a field. There was no goalpost, and they used to play on there, like passing, and they'd have them bib things on. And he said, he's making it up now. He's pretending he knows he's watching the football team. No, I wasn't lying. I was telling the truth. I'm going to ring you, Tommy B. And my audits. Tommy B. Timmy B. Timmy B it should be, not Tommy B. Yeah, so everyone's okay tonight, I hope. Tell you what, the weather's good. Eli's coming on. You know what, bless him. I went out today, we were outside. I was outside for about 40 minutes while I was putting bread raw. And he loved it with me, you know, he sat there next to me on the floor, and he must have obviously heard us talking. And he heard me, my voice going loud. And when he hears me shouting, he knows I'm shouting about that daft cunt. And he's at the door now. He's becoming like a big boy now. He's like 20 months on the 20th of this month. No, not the 11th. That was 11th of this month. I think he's 20 months old. Towards the 8th. Yeah, he's nearly 20 months old. So he's still got 4 months to grow. But he's massive, and he's like a big fucking table walking around like that. But like a little rhinoceros, he looks like. She put a towel on today. He looked hilarious. He had a towel on with all wet on it, you know, to keep him cool. He looked like Mother Teresa with a thing around, a shawl on his head. A shawl that's in Scotland. That me shawl. Mama. You get in this issue, son. Get in. I'm telling you. Oh, man. 81 on and 81. Thumbs up. Isn't that a coincidence? Read 81 and 81. That's weird, isn't it? 2 81s. I'm going to ring you to Tommy B. Timmy B. Tommy B. It's Timmy B. There's 4 Tommies. Yeah, Timmy B and 4 Tommies. Tommy 4 times Tommy. I know them all, you see. I know. Do you know when I know somebody's intimidating someone, impersonating someone when it's at that gun because he just talks the same shit. I'm not being funny out, Brian, but I think you're going on about him so much. Why do you keep you must? Well, this is what he said today. This is why I knew it was him. He went. I think you're really jealous of Jamie Boyle. I went, jealous of what? No house, no jobs, trolley pusher in Tesco, trolley pusher in Asda, trolley pusher in fucking Aldi's. Worked on the bins, worked in the car park, got the sack of all these jobs being off your head. Now you work in a chemical factory, right? From the big time Charlie who's going to write 100 books, right? How are you going to write 100 books when you work in the factory every day? You have to travel all the way from Newcastle all the way down to fucking Thirsk to go to work in a factory for £10.35 an hour you're on. You are in the factory. When you went on the Friday or Saturday, that was your trial day. Monday was your start date. So you are in the factory working. He came from Birmingham. She worked in a factory. He's absolutely full of shit. I'm jealous of him. I went, what? Your beautiful physique. That ripped physique you've got. Them big muscles and everything. That gorgeous looking face you've got. He, she. I don't know what you are. 1 minute you're fucking dressed as a woman, next minute you're dressed as a man. You don't know where you're coming and going. You don't even know what personality you are. Multiple personality disorder. And you've got no family, no mum, no friends. You've been chased out of Teesside. You've been chased out. You've run away from your own home. It's like Bull said, Brian's like a 60-year-old nearly. His house has been smashed up. His windows have been smashed. Firebombed, petrol bombed. Threatened to kill him, threatened to shoot him. And he's fucking still in his own house. Still sitting there. What does that make you? You just run away. Ran off and Steve Matt went to pull you. I want to wear with you. And you went, I never said that about your dad. Well, how did you know he was going to mention his dad? You're fucking thick. He never mentioned his dad. He said, I want to wear with you. And you went, I never said that about your dad. He's got more enemies than I haven't got no enemies. Might people don't like me. I'm thinking, but there's nobody willing to come to my fucking house and have a fight with me. Not in Teesside, he isn't, because they know they wouldn't fucking last. You just talk a lot of shit. I've helped more people than I've ever helped hurt people. I've got loads of people in the jaw. I've given people money when they've had fuck all. I've given people fucking money for the kids to put them back in school when they're fucking struggling for bits and bobs. I've helped fucking people who've had no money for mortgages. I've done it for thousands and thousands of pounds, hundreds of thousands of pounds I've given away because I was making that much money. I was helping people, family members and stuff. You've never had, all you think is you wouldn't even give out Bobby a couple of quid for the car, for the lift of the car. You're a fucking greedy man. But you can see that by your wife's piggy eyes. Shelly piggy eyes. So you thought I was making on the door now 50 grand just on the door in one club. That's what we'd take, but we had to pay staff and everything. But we'd take 50 grand over the weekend. So the next minute.
I was going to say to you, got Ross friend Mark's on and he said he's still waiting for Rob to bring him up. So I said, tell Rob to come up, innit?
Well, he can come himself, Mark, if he wants. Come up when he wants. Rob Raw's a good lad. He went to the Bob seen me have about 300 fights. He said I was the other night when you fight all the fucking army lads, you knock fuck out them all. Thrown through walls and everything you were, picking them, and Tony Stubbs was there, and Cookie, and Bernie, and John Black, and Steve Colville, and half of fucking Stockton when we used, because the Coliseum before that used to be called Henry Africa's, and we used to run the door. Before that it was called Black Cats, and before that, after that it was called I can't remember the fucking name right now, Norton Road. It was like Cliff Richard and everyone, Tom Jones, all them type of people played in there. I know I wasn't there when they were there, but I was there when the Basic Rolls come. I was there when Shwaddy Waddy. I was there when Ben Manning, Chubby Brown. I was there when fucking the Four Tops come down in Acapulco. I was there when Hot Chocolate come on. I was there when all these top bands come from America. Madness. The Specials. I didn't look after all them people. I used to look after the fair as well. Me and Sean Day took to the fair. Me and Sean went to the fair, right? It has something like 250,000 people go over the period of about 2 weeks. So John Fail, who had the fight when I hit Duffy, when I was fighting with Duffy, and he was saying, John Fail, get him up. And John ran over at me on the end of the bottle. That was John. I threw him half over the car. He went like a bag of feathers, Sean said. it was his do, and he had the ice cream vans on it. Now on the front, in the waterfront in Stockton, they have a big festival, the Stockton Festival. We looked after, what's he called? Bob Geldof. He likes a bit of that stuff. Bob Geldof. What's that little? Oh, let this. No, what the fuck would you call him? I can't remember. He's only little. In the 70s, he was a top singer. Oh, fucking hell. Can't think his fucking name now. Brilliant song he sings. Oh, fucking hell. Can't think of his name. It's doing me head in. Oh, Leo Sir. That was it. Leo Sir. He was there. We looked after him. Fucking hell, was loads. She was on. Fucking hell was off. What do you call her? Fucking hell. She was in Quadrophenia, remember? And she's a singer. It's a mystery. Toya Wilcox, she was on. Looked after her. Fucking hell, there was loads. Madness, they were there. I can't remember. I think it was the Specials was there as well the other time. We went there, so there was like, coppers used to come. I don't know, coppers used to come and said, they used to have a crew on of like, say, 15, 20 doormen. I come with Sean and 2 doormen, and there wasn't one fucking bit of trouble. And the lad was called Dave, who owned the full place. He gives Sean was John Phil's brother-in-law. He used to have an ice cream van on a full fortnight on there, or a month or whatever, no, fortnight on there, an ice cream van, fucking thousands of pounds a day you take because you're the only ones on there selling it. And they would pay so much to Dave. Dave had his own security. He used to have a snooker place in Barnaby. And Dave had me there, and the coppers went up to Dave and said to him, to tell you what, he said, this is the quietest it's ever been on it, because the wrecking crew would call. So he said, you can tell Cockerill's presence. You can tell Cockerill's presence been well seen by the wrecking crew and everyone. He said, not one bit of trouble in a fortnight. Not one bit of trouble. Usually it's kicking off, drunk people fighting. Never had the ones, but like all they had to do was walk over a couple of times, and that was it. And we started being sure to get paid every day for being there. But he said, you can tell that the Cockerill's on. There's no trouble. And that's what it was like. The cops, some would love it when I was on a certain place, because there'd be no trouble for them. We'd have no carry on. Like sometimes you'd have like 40, 50 lads fighting at once. All the Stockton lads fighting with all the Hardwick lads. All the Thornaby lads fighting with the fucking lads from fucking Roseworth or something. So you get gangs, don't you, fight with each other. And I just walk, fucking behave now and warn you. And they all knew me. They all knew and just walk away. 30 could easily beat fuck up me, but they know I'd fucking come back to the houses for them. And they know I knew where most of them lived. And that's how I used to work. So I used to roll. I didn't have gangs of people with me. I got my own. I might have one lad drive me. I used to have a lad drive me because they knew the cops would bug my car, because they already bugged my car. And I used to have another kid sometimes carry a piece with us, because you need, in them days, there was that many fucking shootings. And I'd have like a gun in fucking Middlesbrough, allegedly, one in Stockton, one in Middlesbrough, one somewhere else. So if everywhere I'm at in them vicinities, I've got something there ready in case they've got something. And you had to be like that then, because there was that many people carrying guns. But there was no guns like getting brought in, sold in. The gangsters had them from years and years ago. Like, but you can't, like I say, go down. When I was on that documentary called Gun Nation, I said, you can't just go down Teesside and go and buy a gun off anyone, because there's not many people who got them. There's only, you've got to be in the really know to get them. You know, but it's not like Liverpool or Manchester or London where you just buy them on any fucking street corner, and not a Teesside. And I stopped that. I'm glad I did. Can't Papa love it too much. Can't Papa love it too much. I don't know what he's on about now. Irish will jump on call. Johnny, jump on call. We're on it. Yeah, so I think I'll leave it now. 2 hours, 20 minutes. I'm fucking knackered. Didn't realise it was that long. My sides is absolutely killing me. Freedom, I've just seen you there. Smuffy can't believe he can't hold the job. Yeah, he won't have that job long, mate. What he'll do, he'll start offering everyone out. He's a fucking clown. And that's what he's doing. He's going with the books on the fucking bus, trying to sell books. I told you he was doing that. So he's gone to the factory with 2 big carrier bags of fucking. The Brents took the books off the shelf. They can't sell them. They can't sell them in the internet because nobody will sell them. They can't put them in the WH Smiths because they won't sell them. They can't put them in Waterstones because they won't sell them, because they know it's fraudulent companies. They know the companies are all fraud and deception. So all the books have been gone. You can't put them on electronic books because there's no one to do it for him. You have to be in the know there. There's no way anyone's going to do that for him. So now I've ruined you. I've completely fucking ruined you. And it's never going to stop. He keeps going, why do you keep coming on? I said, well, I'm coming on. The longer you keep going on calling people, the more you keep doing this shit, I'll just keep coming on with you. I don't give a fuck. People can say I'm obsessed with you. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to torture you like you've tortured everyone else. I'll just keep it. I'm doing it in a way where it's the truth. I'm doing it. I'm doing the truth. If you were calling me and saying things true about me, I couldn't do nothing about it. But I'm telling the truth about you. All the things you've done, all the people you've ripped off, like I said, look at all these people I mentioned tonight. I'm not talking about 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 or 40. We're talking hundreds of people. They're all calling you names. You ripped everyone off. You're a scumbag. You're a low-life scumbag. If you haven't, show the world, like I've showed the world, for court cases, I've showed the world my bail sheets where you've made statements against me multiple times. You keep going to the police and grassing me up. But you keep coming on going, I'm getting you locked up tomorrow. But you've been saying that now for 3 years. And you still haven't got me jailed. There's no charges because I've done nothing wrong. You're just not right in the head. You're not wired up. But the longer it goes on, the more it's torturing you. And more are coming on. People think, well, surely if I hadn't done something, the police would have charged him by now. Of course they would have. But just letting it go on. NTV's, I'm sure it was the pub called the Poacher's Pocket today. I'm sure it was near Stockton. I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. Pop and see us if you're in Teesside anytime. I'm Ingleby Barwick. Just text me on here when you're popping through and I'll meet you at the Tesco's and have a coffee or something. No problem with that. Yeah, so what's happened now? He's fucking... what's happened now with him is fucking... Everyone knows the truth now because the book has been lying to you all this time. Now, if you notice, he's not come back with nothing. Howl ahead. Hello, son. You okay? God bless you, son. Love you a bit. Okay, yeah, you fucking sound like me there, Timmy B. I can build houses, but I can't fucking use the phone. I'm the same. What I used to like the old phones, so I used to fucking bounce them off people's heads, you know, them big massive one, like a brick. They were like a fucking big lump like that. Hello, you could talk to the aliens on the fucking moon, couldn't you? That signal was that good, and you could bounce them off people. You could use it as a weapon. Then Nokia 3110s, they're fucking bulletproof, weren't they? You'd throw it, bounce off the wall, fall to pieces, then put it all back together. It was like they've deliberately made the phones like pure shite now. So you drop the break to bits. They know for a fact they could make them like a rubber stuff where you hit the phone bounces, but they don't because them screens are made deliberately to break as soon as you drop them. They're not shockproof or anything. They're fucking shit. £2,000 for a fucking phone. It probably cost fucking 40 quid, 50 quid to make. But them big old ones were fucking class. Kev Kilty was the very first person I know to buy one of them. It was about 1989, I think it was, 88, something like that, when they first come out. And he bought the very first one. It's about £600 the phone was. And there was something like fucking £2 to be on the phone for about 3 minutes or something. Fucking ridiculous. You used to get paid. You have to pay the bill every month. You couldn't get it where you go the bill. You'd have to pay it, like every month. You did wait so many days to cut you off. They were a fucking rip-off. 86 on. Don't forget to push the like buttons. Come on, guys. You can fill this up to 100 now because it's doing his head in because we've had 300 likes. This is the paedophile lover's head in because that's what he is, a fucking paedophile lover. Jimmy Savile, Paul Sykes, Delray Showers, Aki, Purple Aki. What was the other one? Dennis the Flint, who worked for the BBC, who had all the orgies and everything in his house in the countryside when he used to go to Scarborough because Jimmy Savile had Sykes working for him and Showers used to have a car company and he used to collect cars and money off people who didn't pay him, and they all used to go to this big house once a month and they'd have orgies in there with kids dressed up as schoolgirls and little schoolboys and everything. Kids like 16, 17-year-old dressed up, just dirty bastards. And that's who he likes, all that stuff. That's what he's into, all that stuff. Watching gay rape porns and everything. And just vile, sleeping fucking rent boys, abusing them by fucking paying them money when they know they're on drugs. Just a vile, horrible person. He's not nice. Oh, how the head? You don't have to say sorry, mate. Your kids come before anyone. You know that, mate. You can always watch the catch up. Yeah, we've had the idiot saying I've been calling Paul Massey just to let you catch up. Howlhead saying I'm slagging people, but as you know, last night I explained what he was doing, so the lads come on and give me a bit of a telling off. But then the lads come on and Emma's put him straight, and he's come on and apologised. But I said, look, mate, if I did that about somebody dead and called people, I'd just come off YouTube. I'd never come on again. I would never do that to somebody who's lost brother or lost son or anything. But Sykes is different. Paedophile cunts want out, but I just don't want people buying a book that's written by a paedophile, written by another paedophile on top of it, because both of them are nonsense. He's enabling a nonce to write another. He's brought that book back out, but he never written one fucking word in that book. It was all Paul Sykes' words, and he misconstrued them with different things and made things up, and all the shite he makes up. I spoke to a prison officer. It was never proved that he done this, and never proved it done that, but it's in the book. Sykes from the grave has come and bit you on the ass. Lee Duffy from the grave has bit you on the ass. Roy Shaw has come back and bit you on the ass. All these people you've done books about who are dead. You thought you got away with it. You haven't, because the daughters come on. Carol Edwards come on. Carol's daughters have come on. Peter Duffy's come on. He's Lee's son. I've come on. And all the other people from Middlesbrough come on. You didn't know Lee Duffy. You didn't know none of the family. The O's have come on. Tommy Owen, all them told you off on the day when I was getting married for them, and you were sniffing fucking coke on the toilet and trying to get me on coke on my wedding day. So you were doing, and then you try to blame Manioc. And we had to go home 5 o'clock at our wedding because he was sniffing fucking shit. And she was going, Brian, the next thing he got on the drugs. Then he was coming in going, oh, I can get you for 180, bro. You don't have to live like a monk. I said, I don't wish to be on it no more. I'm off it. Tried to get me on it 4 times in his house and about 10 times when we were out. I said, no, I don't want none. I don't want any gear whatsoever. And just anyone doing that to someone who's on drugs, or be the ex-drug addict or an ex-alcoholic, and entice them back on the drugs, just a low-life vermin bastard. You're not a friend. You're a horrible, evil man. But you wanted me on drugs, so you have leverage. Leverage means he's got to up something over on you. So if you said you seen him doing something, you've got that leverage on him. He could say, right, well, I'll tell him you had this and done that. So that's why I didn't want it anyway. But I knew what you were doing. I could take you were setting people up. And you were borrowing people's phones like Marty's and mine and Emma's, and you would send all the messages to Emma and all the messages to Shirley, and she would use that to blackmail people 6 months down the line or a year down the line, saying, I've got all the arguments on your phone with you and Emma. I went, so what? Every couple argues. So what? Emma went to assistance for a week. So what? We're shouting and bawling at each other. I went, you do your worst, Shirley. You do your worst. And she started clever with me, Shirley said. And Emma went, who the fuck do you think you're talking, you fat bastard? I'll rip your fucking head off. She said, I lost my mum at 14 and a half. I've looked after myself since I was 14 years old. I don't need some fucking scumbag like you've got. She said, you don't even know me, Shirley. Just fucking come and meet me now then, fatty. She went, hey, you're bullying me. Same MO with Maria Howard. Tried to bully Maria, stood up for herself. As soon as she stands up for her and they shout at her, they record it. And that's what they did with Maria. They did it with Terry, Kendra. When you contacted the child home and Terry's kids were put in a home, you contacted the 13, 14-year-old kid, or 11 and 12-year-old kid, little John, little Sky, contacted and said, oh, your dad's a bad man, he beats your mum up and this, that, and the other, your mum was a good woman, all this shit, putting seeds in their head. So then the home had to phone probably adults, so they phoned Kendra and said, this person's been on the phone called blah, 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 blah. So then she phoned Joe up and phoned little Sky up and said, who's been on the phone? A woman called Shirley. She said, her words, come and meet me now. I'm fucking Sky and Joe's fucking stepsister. You come and meet me now, you fat, dirty bastard, she said. You don't realise what, no, she said, well, you don't realise, I'm not scared of you, I'll fight you anywhere you want, she said. Shirley, like that, and she went, come meet me now, tell you what to do, you fat cunt. Where do you live now? I know it's Southby Crescent, but I'll come up and attack you right now, meet you on the field, because my friend lives across the road. I'll come and meet you now, you big, fat, dirty, horrible cunt. That's her words, what she said. And she said to you, priming the kids up, 11 and 12-year-old children, putting seeds in the head about the dad. My dad was a good dad to me. That's a different person. That's the girl she was with. She ended up on drugs and drink, and she got the kids took off her because she got the kids. So it was nothing to do with my dad. So you fucking fat country, come and meet me now. She went, oh, I'm getting the police, you're bullying me. But the fucking party piece again, what you do, don't you? Try to get the thingy. But Kendra went, and I'll tell you what, and I know the girls, what he's been sleeping with. I know the names of the girls, and I know exactly what he pays them for and what he pays them to do. He's absolutely disgusting, vile, but I never asked her, I didn't want to know. But she said, I've asked, I know exactly what you do. I'll even get them on the fucking internet. Come to your house with them, Brian, and get them both to call the girls what he does with them and what he pays them and how what he gets them to do for the money, what he pays them. He's fucking sick. So if you want to call me a liar, I'll get them on. I'll get them on. Make you look right, cunt. I'll get your fucking family members on. Your nephew said he's going any day. His nephew said he's away with the fairies. He said since he's been 6, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. He said he's always been evil. His dad threw him out the house because he caught him in bed with Paul Daniels' son. That was him telling me at the hospital. Maniac was there. There was Evo. There was me. There was Emma. There was Carol Edwards. There was what do you think? Roy Shaw's daughter, Tina Shaw, and their daughter. Tina Shaw's daughter was there as well. So all of them were there as witnesses. So Mr. Doyle, don't forget Shirley's dress won't be fitting you soon. Getting too big for it, Shirley, aren't you? So you're calling people names and calling people these disgusting wild names, and look at what you're doing with your own child. You're taking drugs in front of a child every day of the week, 7 days a week, 7 nights a week. Every day you're on drugs. There's not a day goes by. Your words, what you told me in your house. Bobby can verify it. Maniac can verify it. Emma can verify it. Kev can verify it. Tony Grange can verify it. All these people can verify they've seen you. All the people at the snooker hall, all the people in there, but the videos we used to sniffing stuff at the tables. So we've got all this for court. So if you want to go and get people locked up, we can represent ourselves in court with a barrister and give all the evidence. We don't need the police's evidence. We'll put our own evidence in, which Emma's got tons of it and Maria's got tons of it. So you'll go to court with us, which is great. And in that way, we can get our stories across and prove who's a troll with all the stuff. Look at the dog walker. He come to meet you. And you said, come and meet me now. Come and meet me now, you said. So he went to meet you because he's from South Bank. He works at a chip shop there. And you told him to come meet you because he bought 2 DVDs off you. 20 quid each, I think they were. And you spent the money on fucking blue tablets because your own wife told me he spent the money on the tablets and I want his money back. So, diazepam, the cost. Strip of diazepam, 20 quid. A trip, you were getting 10 tablets, 20 quid. And if you bought 3 packs, you got a tenner off them. So I think it was 50 quid for 60, I think it was. Something like that. 50 quid for 60, yeah. So you spent the money. So the lad wanted them back. What you'd done is you and Brenton had got them done in Holland. And because the electric's different there or something, there was a mess up with it. So when they put the DVDs in, it lasted for 2 minutes, 56 seconds, and they went off. You've done that to thousands of people all over the country, ripped them all off again with the dodgy DVDs. The Whole of the Moon, I think it was called, the documentary. So you've done that again, ripping people off. And when the lad went to meet you, he went, put the dog away, There's a dog, an American bulldog, a bit like Bronson, Emma's old dog. You put the dog away, and the dog was trying to bite you because they're vicious, them dogs. And he's going, put the dog away, I'll fight you one hand behind my back. Like you say, fucking the Wizard of Oz, or the Cowardly Lion. But I'll fight you one hand behind my back. He's doing all that fucking stuff. Put your dog away now. And you threaten with a kickboxer from South Bank. I'm going to get my friend to come round yours. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to fucking kill you in front of your kids. We've got that video, Jamie, where you threaten to kill someone with the kids in the house, and you go to the man's house in the morning with his family, and you're going to kill him. We've got that video of you as well. So good luck with your court case, because I can't wait. I hope the police arrest me soon, charge me. I do. I really hope they do. Yeah, that's the great stuff. I like that one. I've got one here with 2 bars still on the battery from 1992. Very funny, you. Bamman's Audit. Yeah, you're fucking funny. I like that one. Yeah, them other ones. 2010. Is it 2010? 8? What was that called? God, I forgot the name. Fucking hell. Nokia 2010, I think they were called. Remember them? And they were like a bluey colour. And they were like rubber on it. And you dropped it and it bounced. Fucking bounce off the floor and bounce back in your hands type of thing, nearly. Fucking brilliant. And then other ones go, Christian just smash. You shatter the pieces. They're not shatterproof. They shatter fucking deliberately. So the kids, Mama broke your phone, another £1,000. It's a con. People just don't listen. You can't tell me they can't make glass, it doesn't break. Of course they can. They don't want to. Fucking leg's all bent, you know what I bent my leg. Bent my leg with scalding hot kettle, I dropped it on myself like a fucking idiot, gormless fucker I am. You glaiked bastard. In Scotland they call you glaiked. Don't forget to push the like button. There's only 89. This is getting ridiculous now. Oh, someone got with a bit of authority. Tell them. Yeah, we need 100. We need 100. We need 100. If we get 100 tonight, we'll have 300 likes in 3 days. How good is that? It's amazing. If you just push it for me. Nobody loves us no more now. Factory worker Jamie as that's life. How jump when told. Oh, yeah. Now jump when you're told, yeah. He's a fucking divvy, isn't he? Absolute divvy. Usually toxic. You know, he's working in a chemical factory, Howl ahead. Exactly. So he's now gone up on drugs. He's having anthrax. 2 lines of anthrax when he gets in there. Sulfuric acid, shaking that up in a fucking bottle and making that and cutting that up and fucking rocking it up with the crack. And then having 2 bombs of fucking he's having 2 bombs of what's that stuff? Asbestos. 2 lines of asbestos, 2 bombs, and fucking anthrax. He's knocking up the anthrax he's having now. COVID-28 he's got. COVID-28, what a fucking walking zombie. He's as white as a fucking sheet. His face is blown up like a fucking beach ball. And he's got his hair's pure ginger with white bits in it. But then he starts dyeing his hair black. He just looks insane. Just looks like a ventriloquist. You know them little puppets that sit on the knee, but he's gone to fat now. He looks like one of them little got the gear. I'm a got the gear. My name, hello. My name, Jamie. Window the door. I'll fight you. 20 ounce gyms. 20 ounce gyms. 20 ounce gyms. Look, everyone laughing already. 20 ounce gyms. I'll fight you. Window the door. I'll fight you, Cockerill, anytime. 5'6". Oh no, you're 5'6", and you say you're 5'8". Let's listen now. 5'8" author. I'll fight you. Window the door. Window the door. Anytime. 11 a.m. Steel City Gym. 11 a.m. Cockerill. Come and fight me. 11 a.m. You never turned up, you fucking little crank. I mean, you did come home. You hid in the house for a full 2 weeks and pretended you were in the rehab. Pretended he was in the fucking rehab, the divvy, and he was saying going to the shop buying spirits in the middle of the night, fucking like 10, 11 o'clock at night, but it's just at 11. And the girl works says, my mate used to work at the dormitory, said he's in there every day getting two bottles of spirits at once, and then later on he'll come knocking on doors before it shuts. Sometimes he gets 3 bottles straight off. But he was in the house pretending, and then he locked himself in the bedroom. This is another time. He locked himself in the bedroom. I'm going to hang myself. This is about the 15th time he's done this. He did it the one when we were at the Snookerall. He did it the one where he went to London, and he's just doing it with the other one. So there's 3 I can think off the top of my head. So what Shirley put, Jamie's in a really bad way. He's in the rehab at the moment. He's doing really well for himself, but he'll come on and go, I'm never coming on the internet again. If I don't thank you, downstairs City Gym, 5'8" author, at 11 a.m., Cockerill, 11 a.m., if I don't meet you at 11 a.m., I will never, ever, ever come back on YouTube on my son's life. He said that about 50 fucking times. And this is the last time I'm going to address the tax man. This is the very last time. You've said that about fucking 100 times now. 100 times at least. Because you can't shut it. You can't shut your mouth because you're an idiot. And you're so easy to go, here, fishy, Jamie. Come on. Get on the rod. Come on, fishy. That's what he calls it, the people. Peter Duffy off in the mountain. Shitty, so what have you got a knife? I said, another knife. Dale Brennan, what have you got a knife? You always have to put the knife in, don't you, and pretend people got knives. So I can't go there when he's got a knife. You did it with Kevin Kilty. You can't say Kevin had a knife. Kevin's never had a knife in his life. His son's a fucking world champion, fucking world champion, an Olympic world champion as well. In the Olympics, he won a gold medal and a silver and the bronze. He won the fastest man in the world at 60 meters. He broke the world record in that 60-meter dash, and then he won it. It was a world record. He was in the world championships. He won the world championships 3 years in a row. The fastest man on the planet at the time at that 60-meter dash. and then you argue with him as well. Richard would wipe the floor in 2 seconds, but he wouldn't waste his hands on you because you're a fucking idiot. But then you would do it with Jack, and then Jack offered you out, and you shit yourself. Then you said, "I'll bring Brian Cockerill." So I said, "Kevin, I'll come with you, Kevin. I'll pretend I'm with him. So I'm going to put this cunt down here. I'm going to have a proper fight, just bash him." So Kevin can fight. Kevin's no divvy. He worked the doors fucking for years and years with us, and he worked all over. Really clever lad, Kevin Kelly. Really intelligent because his son. He knows. They used to call him the doctor because he knows everything about the human body. Like, I'm good, but he's another level, and he knows everything about spines and everything. He's fucking really clever, Kevin. He's seen him before, and he come on and he said, "I'm going to fight you. I'm going to bring Brian Cockerill." So we said, "Well, bring Brian then." That Kevin Kilty said, "Bring you," but Kevin went, "Bring him, because Brian will fucking make sure it's a 50-50 fight." So then Jim will go with you. He said, "Can he fight? Can he fight?" I went, "Kevin Kilty, yeah, I can. He can have a fight. He's fucking tough lad." I said, he won bodybuilding competitions. He used to do all the swimming stuff. That he's super fit. I said, he does all the bag work and everything. I said, his mates with Top Silo and his mates with fucking quite a few top fighters. John Met, another top fighter. Ask John Met how good I can fight. He had some 60-odd fights. He'll tell you how good I'm at fighting. Anyway, so Ken went to fight him. He went, "Oh, I'm just going to leave that, Brian." He said, Boyley went, "I'm just going to leave that. It's not worth going to jail for. I might end up hurting him and all that shit." No, because you realise that Kevin could have a fight and your ass went. So then Kevin kept offering you out. You wouldn't fight him because you're a coward. You did it with Terry's little son, little Terry Dicko's son. Terry Dicko's son phoned you up. Little Terry was fucking, little Terry, I would put it this way, I wouldn't like to little Terry on my case. Terry's bad. He's 10 times worse than little Terry's 10 times worse than Big Terry. So he was after you as well. So there's that many people fucking going to beat your skull in. But everywhere you go, you're hated. And there is no box. There is no fucking documentary. There is no Paul Sykes movie. There is no fucking, it's all cuckoo shit in your head. Paul Duffy, laugh out loud. What will I have to eat an onion before starts for the smell and hide from the supervisor? Laugh out loud. Don't forget to set your alarm. Fuck in the morning, Jamie. Yeah, you know what, man? I think he must sleep there all fucking night. I think he's in there. There must be stuff in there. He's fucking sniffing. So everyone's laughing at you. You're laughing stock of Britain. Piss. Oh, give him a piss sample. Piss the bed. Hello, baby. They're all laughing. They've all got tears on here, laughing like fuck at him, pissing themselves. Timmy B, Freedom, Rock, Paul Duffy, everyone. Timmy. They're all fucking laughing at him. Go on. Yeah.
What type?
Out.
You choose.
Hey.
Any you want?
What do you want, Indian?
It's up to you. Yeah, you get that.
I'll have a lambona, please.
Right.
Where's my treat? My beautiful wife.
About time,
yeah. My beautiful wife. She's the best backup. Steve Michael said, "Fucking hell, you don't need any backup with there. You've got a fucking army behind you with there." Fuck that, he said. You met her anyway. Fuck it, I like her. She's the best you've ever had in your life. Her. She's better than fucking else. I wouldn't like to fucking punch off her. He said, "Fuck that."
I was telling Lisa about when I batted with him, and
he went. I like her, Brian. I love her. She's brilliant. His missus were laughing like fuck. It was funny. He's class.
He's class. He's one of the nicest, most genuine people.
No lies, no bullshit, no lies.
So
never brags about anything.
That's
never
what
talks.
I said earlier. He doesn't brag about nothing. And he just sits there, he's cool as cucumber in it, and
you just look at him and think, you know, he's the fucking real deal.
Yeah.
You just fucking
know.
We've
just been on about that, about how real Michael is.
Yeah, you just can tell he's the real deal. No bullshit.
We just talked about Michael. He said to Brian's just telling on the live that Michael, when he met me, he said, "What, Brian?"
He said, "Do I like her? She's good." He said, "She's worse than you." I thought you were hard, Joe. Fucking hell, he said, "Thought you were hard."
Yeah, he's class.
Yeah.
You could listen to him. He said, "Wise, isn't he, Brian?"
Yeah, he's like a wise owl, isn't he?
Yeah.
Person doing a piss sample, he'd blow the fucking.
Michael, if you watch him, we love you.
Yeah, of course, we always loved you. I met him in 1991. He used to come down here when Lee died. And after Lee died, he used to come down. He used to go to the raves with us. That was years and years for Michael. He was the first one of the first people I met from Newcastle who used to come down with us to the rave clubs and that. With some great nights, like me and him and Stephen. Brilliant nights. Yeah. It's like the raves. I listen to rave every Friday and Saturday. What's it called? When you go back. Someone put it on the word. I'm thinking, you reminiscing in the past. Fucking, you see your mum. Oh, I remember the old days were the best and all that, and you think, fucking old days. And then you get old yourself, you think, yeah, they were the fucking best days, like the 70s. Now, I mean, we lived in a little village called Greythorpe. We lived in Hartlepool. Then we went to a little village. It was called Greythorpe, and it was 100 houses there. And it was army. It was a RAF base in the wharf. The RAF, and all the houses were just like the old-fashioned council houses what you get with them. But there was them all like my house here, like a new house, 30-year-old. So it's not new, but still. But the house is a shite, the flimsy walls and everything. But the old massive, they were double bricks, so the fucking last forever. This will be fucking flattened to 20 years time, so in 30 years they'll be gone. So them old houses last forever. One's in like a council, big double walls like bricks, and proper plasterboard, proper plaster on the wall, not fucking boards and all that shit. And if there's a fire, you've got a better chance in one of them because it's solid brick to burn. So anyway, we're in these houses, and 3-bedroom house, and me, Skinny, old Peter, Bobby. We used to all be in one room, 3 of us. My mum and dad had another room, my sister had another room. So, and then we would go to school. We used to have to get the bus to school. There was a school bus put on for everyone because we were 5 miles from the school, so would drop us off. So we get a bus. It was like a purpley coloured bus with cream in Hartlepool them days. We get the bus to school, go to school, and you do your school and everything and that, and then you'd come home. And we used to like on the bus. I used to like Thursdays because I think Thursday night. I think get in Thursday night because there used to be an advert saying, "Thank Crunchy it's Friday," because Friday was the last day. So Thursday, I think today, one more sleep. You get up tomorrow, you're off school. Even though you're at school on the Friday, when you go home, you're home. So you've got all Friday and Saturday and Sunday. I used to hate Sunday because you had to get a bath now, so you had to go to school the next day. I fucking hate it. So anyway, we'd go home and watch a thing called Monkey. I don't know if you remember this. Monkey, we used to watch that. There'd be 3 channels, BBC One, BBC Two, Time Teeth. And we'd go and watch, we'd watch things on Saturday morning like Tarzan, not like the things kids have got now. And we'd watch people we'd watch series like that, and fucking we'd have say Batman and Robin and all that shit used to be on, and fucking shit fucking things really. But we loved them when we were kids, and like movies in the morning, like The Littlest Hobo. You remember that one was good. And then in the afternoon you'd have like the Bionic Man and things like that, and Baywatch and all that stuff when you were kids. And you used to go out on the football field and you'd play football over the field. And then they used to have like a jazz band come, be like 20 jazz bands, do all that playing. So there was always something for kids. And there was I used to go to the cadets, army cadets, and used to go in the rifle range and everything. So there was always things to do. There's nothing for kids to do now. Everything's a fucking fortune and ripped off. So we'd have all these things to do and places to go. So we'd play football all day, and I'd be like Gary Bailey in goal because I used to like Man United. I was always like a good goalie, but I was a centre forward. I played football, and we played football like me and my brother, and another 2 lads, and there'd be 3 on 3. Be out all day playing football, and then we'd go back to the house, have your tea, and your friends would stay, and then you'd watch like It's a Bullseye, something like that. Everyone would be in the house, like 5 or 6 mates, your mum, your dad, brother, sister, fucking everyone just sitting watching telly, about 20 people. Oh, he's going to get it. Can you get the door? Oh, he's missed it. And then come and have a look at what you could have won. It's fucking nightmare, that one. You'd lose. And you'd have to show you like a big car or something. Look, you could have won that if you fucking had that dart in there. And you'd be fucking devastated. Come and have a look what you could have won. Fucking what a piss take. And you'd watch all that thing. And then you'd watch, like on a Friday, you watch things like, good game. Higher, lower. Fucking Bruce Forsyth, the generation game. Fucking hell. He was great, and you'd watch them things. There was nothing else on. There's only 3 things on. Then on a Saturday, you'd get Frankenstein meets the werewolf, 10 o'clock to like 11:30. And it was on BBC Two, black and white. Dan. You'd be sitting there watching it, fucking like that, shite yourself, vampires and all that. And then after that, Frankenstein versus the werewolf fucking comes on. So you'd have 2 horror films. Then you go to bed. Stairs, fucking 12-year-old or something going to bed going, shitting yourself out on the stairs in the house when you go fest, like to your brother or something. And you'd look upstairs in the bedroom, shitting yourself because them horror films would be on. And like I say, you get up on a Saturday and then you'd watch Match of the Day and things like that. And you'd watch like the FA Cup. Everyone watched the FA Cup, you know, the football and stuff. But we had great things to do. So we'd go out and we'd have like bikes. And I got a bike. It was a chopper, handlebars, welded onto a fucking racing bike. And I used to sit back like I made my own bike out of a fucking 2 bikes, out of a chopper and out of a racer. Made my own bike. And then what we used to do if we had no inner tubes, we'd get like Gordon, we'd get a hose pipe and put the hose pipe in the tyre, take it off with knife and forks, like not nice forks, and put the tyre on. And we'd ride around on the bikes and that for fucking miles, playing all over, and we'd play different games like run across and stick in the mud. And it was always games where it was active. And we'd go to the baths, we'd jump on the bus with 2 pence to the town, 2 pence to get in the baths. And you'd have 7 pence, you could buy a packet of crisps and a drink. They were called tip-top drinks. You put a straw in it and you drink it, but you could turn it around and bang it with your foot and bang, dead loud. I got kicked out of the classroom and not the assembly for doing it because they were singing "Bring It In" the sheets, and I went bang with this fucking thing. But there was like a fucking firework going off, like an explosive. Mr. Sadler, they used to get the cane them days, or the slipper, big fucking rubber slipper across your ass. It used to fucking lack. You think, well, I'm going to make money out of this, and he was a cunt, Mr. Sadler. He was an ex-Borstal teacher, so you were disciplined. And like, if you were in the classroom, you were cheeky. We had Mr. Beaumont, he was there, cricket and all that, the sports one. We had Mr. Stoves, he was a nice bloke. We won the cup with him. That's got 3 goals in the final. And we won the cup, the county cup. And we was a teacher. She was this cook. Always women on the cookery teacher. She was lovely. And then we had another teacher, woman teacher. And then we had Mr. Bew, Peter Bew. He was great. He taught us how to play guitars. So we used to go around like the old people's homes at Christmas. I only could I knew like A, B, C, D, and that, and all on the guitar and that. So that's all you need to get so many chords. And I used to go around. A couple of them on the drums, somebody on the glockenspiel and all that stuff, and on the tambourines and all that stuff. We used to go around the old people's homes and perform for them for not obviously out. And we go to the hospitals where people were dying, you know, Christmas and that, and do that. So I've always got a good heart. I've always helped old people and stuff. And we go out and get like tins, and we go around the old people's home at Christmas and get like say 4 tins for each house. It'd be like 20 houses in this little street, like a square like that. And they were like all old people, and we'd go and get tins off people for free and then give it to the old people for Christmas when they're heading out. So I've always helped people all my life since I was a kid, and it was good to help people. But we'd help people as well, the community. Say, for instance, like Mrs. Jenkins is ill in hospital, and her husband's in hospital ill. It'd be like me, Bobby, how skinny would go around. My dad and my mum would go around and help them, and cut all the hedge and everything, the grass and everything, because he'd be in hospital. He might have broke his back or had a heart attack. And people would club together as a community and go around, help them paint the house, and everyone would help each other. All the kids would help and everything. But now nobody wants to fucking help no one. Nobody even says hello to people in the street no more. Seems to have lost that community bond. Don't forget to push the like buttons. So what I'm getting at is people used to get on with more each other better. Then it's like everyone can't wait to like, I want to get a big car. I want to get this. I want to get that. It's not to do with that. It's being nice to people and being courteous to people and helping each other and being kind to each other and being nice to each other. That's what makes the world go around better, and it makes you a better person inside when you're being nice to people and helping people. When it's all about yourself, I want this and I want that and I want this, it's not good. You know, you got to be nice to people. But in the world, that I said to you, you can make it in a lovely world, or you can make it a horrible world. It's how you live your life. If you live your life bitter and horrible and jealous of people because somebody's won the lottery or something, or somebody's got better shoes and you're jealous over it, or he's got a better phone than you, it's only a fucking phone. It's only hello, see you later. No matter if it's £1,000 phone or it's a £50 phone, you can still say hello, goodbye, see you later, bye. Or you're watching a 60, 70, 80-inch telly. If you've got 5 tellies, you can only watch one. You've got 20 bedrooms, you can only sleep in one. If you've got fucking 20 baths, you can only have one bath. So all that shit, it's immaterial and shit. If you live in a bed sit and you're happy as laddie and you get it on and you've got food in your belly and you're doing work for yourself and you're helping yourself and helping your kids and whatever, you're doing great. You don't need to have millions of pounds. Don't get me wrong, it'd be nice to have it. But I've been there, I've had that type of money. And I've had it, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever if you've got £1,000 car or a 50 grand car. Yeah.
Paul said, are you trying to catch
No.
He does 13 hours and you've done how many? 3?
I've done 3.
Have you?
Yeah.
Might as well make it 4.
No, I can't do 4. I can't get them.
I bet you.
I can't do 4, besides killing me. Can't go any longer. I'm only doing this last bit with people.
So chicken tikka starter? No. I'm really, really bad now. Like, I'm just doing this last stuff, yeah. So 93. Besides, it's like absolute rock hard now there. If you felt it, I can't explain how hard it is. It's like fucking concrete. So we all used to help, and like say somebody would like say need the garden done. You'd all say, "Well, we'll help." Like, no, the bodybuilding gym. If we're going on Saturday, what you do today? I'm just going to do my mum's garden. It's going to take me all day. I'll help you. Figure it. I'll help you. Tell you would help you. Tommy would help you. This one, and for 2 or 3 carloads, I had to go to the garden. The old Mrs. Jenkins or something like that. Fucking big garden had been cut for fucking 3 months or something. Cut all the grass, all the sides, paint everything up for her. Took 2 hours work, that's it. So there's about 10 of us there, 20 of us, sometimes more. You'd have like 20, 30 people going helping fucking people. And you come away and you thought, oh, it's a good job today, I've helped him. I've helped to paint the fence for that old man who was struggling, or moving furniture for people, just neighbours and stuff. Just nice to be nice. It's not always about yourself, is it? Yeah, the Bionic Man was great, mate. Steve Austin. We have the technology. That's what the fuck I think. So I've got the titanium rods, I've got the bolts, I've got the nuts, I've got the screws, I've got the plastic vertebrae. Fucking hell. I've got the other leg down here fucked. I'm honest, the state of me, the stab wounds and the holes and the fucking bullet wounds and the fucking, they're all over me, covered in them. You think I've been in fucking Vietnam for about fucking 30 years, and Iraq and Afghanistan and everywhere fucking else. And I've got a big fucking scar on me, like I fucking scalded myself last night by a fucking gormless fucker. Chopper bikes are going for a good few quid. Yeah, I got a racer. My uncle pinched one, I think, years ago when I was a kid. I think I sold my mum at 10 and got a racer bike for Christmas. I loved it. Oh, Bobby got a little blue one. And the Steatley was there. It's gone now. It was a place where they had big steel balls and stuff, and they had it for the they used to do the coal and everything, and they'd melt the steel and everything. And the Steatley was like that, the bank. And old Bobby went down on his bike. It was Christmas Day. We got our toys, and he was only one lamppost. He hit the fucking lamppost. Only one lamppost, about 2 mile long it was, and he hit the lamppost full on. Fucking useless, fucking right through the lamppost. 14 hours ball, fucking hell, 14 hours. Couldn't do it, my sides crippled. Yeah, so we used to get up and we'd watch stuff on the telly, and we'd, like on a Sunday, Bow Brown get us that, and then everyone would help with your mum. Like someone would help wash the pots, and somebody would dry them, put them away, and then you'd go and like mop the floor, brush the floor, mop the floor, wash the windows, cut the grass and that for your mum, and help your dad. Help do the house. So everything was perfect, in the house. We never had fuck all. We didn't have money. We didn't have top of the range clothes or cars and all. My dad used to buy and sell cars on the front. He used to have cars, and somebody grassed him up to the door. He was on the door, and he got his money stopped for 3 months before it all comes. But you always get these fucking rats. That's what he does, Boyle. He phones the door up on Pete and grasses them up. Him and his wife, she finds out they're on the door. That's the first thing she does. She finds out if you're on the door, and she phones the door. She phoned them on me, but I've never claimed them in life. So when I went to speak to them on the phone, well, you're not even on the computer. Your name's not even down on here. There's nothing here. Can't do nothing. So I'll put it down now. It's malicious. It's when I'm getting the door on you. I'm getting the door. Get the fucking door, fat Shirley. But you fiddled it yourself, didn't you? You and your husband fiddled £15,000 or fraudulently fiddled that as well. You're just a con woman. Yeah, so on a Friday, Saturday, we'd go home and watch like Monkey, and we'd watch the films of the night, and then like I say, the Saturday would be like a big film, like say like John Wayne or something. Film would be on, or you'd watch something like like a film on a Sunday, like a cowboy film, like Custer's Last Stand or some fucking thing would be on. But everyone would just sit there like that, like watching it, because that was the only thing you could watch. There was nothing else on. BBC Two was fucking shite. It was never now on. And we were there. Speedboat, I thought loud. Monkey Magic, yeah. You remember that son, yeah? Trick Under the Sun. Magic, yeah. Monkey Magic. Jimmy Hill, yeah. Jimmy Hill, he was fucking class, wasn't he, when he was used to be on? Do you remember the time when he was in the crowd, and he was a professional referee, Jimmy Hill. People don't know this. He's a reporter on the team. He used to do the sport before Gary
Gary fucking, we call him, fucking footballer. Gary Lineker. Before Gary Lineker, and he used to do it and tell you what happened and all that. So one day they were playing football and there was no one to do the linesman. So Jimmy Hill come on with a pair of shorts on. He got the flag up and he was the linesman for the football match. Couldn't do that now. Yeah, chopper bike. So my mate got a chopper bike called Dorsey because he had 3 sisters, but they're all working. He had a stepdad called Bob and his mum, and they all work. He was my best friend, and he got his brand new chopper, and I got like an old bike. I was fucking bollocks. My mum couldn't. Still got me about. And we used to go to school on the bikes because I lived in the other part of the Vulture then, Westview Road. So we used to go from there. Was it Westview? Yeah, Westview Road. We go from there, and we try and beat the bus to school. So we beat the bus to school because we'd have to stop and pick kids up. And we'd never beat it every time. And then on the summer's days, it was easy. So we used to come back. I was going there. It was a few hills, but on the way back, it was easy. And we used to race the bus back and beat the bus. That was one of the things we used to do. But it was, now I couldn't fucking do it. Couldn't do it in a million years. But it was fit as fuck when you them days. And then I got a skateboard as well. And I used to go all over that skateboard. We'd go like 10 miles a night on a skateboard, all over skateboard. And we'd go down the town. There was a ramp. The ramps in Hartlepool, you can see them. We'd go down the ramps and everything on the skateboards. Never great on it, but still out every day on them. Never ever was in the house. Out every day. Never stayed in. Just on the only time we stayed in was on say the Saturday morning, and then we watched the film on the Sunday because we'd have out dinner on the Sunday. Put all the plates in the sink, wash them like I said, put them away. Then you come in, you'd watch the big film, be on for like 2 hours or something, like the big massive matinee, and it was great on Time Tees or BBC One. And everyone was happy, and there was nobody was jealous of anyone around. Everyone had the same things. Nobody had like more money than them. You had school. Most people were on the dole in the 70s because there was no work. There was only electricity for a 2-day week. You only had electric on 2 days a week. You'd have the electric on your house, and it would just go off. Fucking hell, watching the film there. And then there was more fires that year, 76, I think, or 76. And then it was the hottest year ever. It was 2 months or 3 months without not one day of rain. And they used to come around with these big cauldron things. And you'd have to get these big like, tubs like that and fill them up with water. And you'd have your own water. You'd only have an inch of water in your bath. And it was like a ban. If you got caught with a hose pipe, you got a £10 fine, which is a lot of money then. And everyone just got on in the community. And we'd have like bonfire night. So everyone would like get bits of wood, old doors and that. And the dads and that would help you. And all the dads would get the big fire on, and your mum would make a guy, put it on, then you'd have like tatties, but you couldn't afford fireworks, it was too dear. So you get sparklers and stuff like that, and you'd sit there till like maybe 2 o'clock in the morning or something, and you'd have like roast potatoes and that, and butter in them with a bit of salt, and everyone just got on. It was great. Everyone was like friends. Paper towels, yeah, no. Couldn't do it in our fucking school, mate. He knew all that, Mr. fucking Sadler. Yeah, he was a cunt. He was a fucking ex-Borstal. He was just kids in the Borstal. Well, he was a cunt. He punched my mate, Leslie Bradshaw, fucking busted all his face open. His mum come to school, went mad with him. Yeah, they could punch in, kick fuck out. They used to throw the chalkboard thing. You know, you mark the board, bounce it off your fucking head, split your head open. What was that for? Listen to me, and then you always had one, didn't you? Like Adolf Hitler, a little moustache. It was always the woodwork teachers were cunts. He was only little, but he looked like Hitler. We used to call him Hitler. And you go, and you go, I can see you, Cockerill. How the fuck can he say me? The fucking could. I don't know how he done it. I don't have a clue. If you like that, it'd be 20 kids in the class or something. And he'd go, I know it's you, Cockerill. I can tell it's you. Oh, the fuck. There's no mirrors in out. And he knew it was me. He just fucking knew. Smith, Dawes, I know it's you. Straight away, he could fucking knew when he throw it and then just fucking hit you with a bounce off your head. You get a good eye and you get fucking canes and everything. I used to, in my first school when I was a kid, when I was about 5 or 6, I used to get the fucking cat and nine tail thing, not like a strap, big strap like that, and whack it across your hand. You used to get 3. I think you got 3 off that, but you used to get 6 of the best. The slip that was the worst. Oh, fucking killed you. Used to kill you. You're getting in trouble with the fucking tough school. Always so that same old backsides again. Oh, what fun we had! And this song is just epitomizes exactly what we're talking about. I'm not off yet to me. Yeah, I'm just the Irish bull, the longest. Oh, I'm the longest one now, but I'm just staying on until next week. Well, nearly 20. No, I'm staying for 48 hours. I'm going to stay on just to piss you off, bull. That's a lot of bull. That's a lot of bull. I like that one. Hit the like buttons on bowls. See, what's happened with you now? You fucked up there, haven't you? Irish bowl. You've got no pies to eat or fuck all because Shelley's at the fucking lot. You've got no fucking... You've got no thing, you know. You're fucked up. Yeah. Yeah. I used to get all that. Get the bikes off the rag and bone man. I got the forks. The forks were a fucking mess. And I used to, like I say, I went round. I didn't know welding bent your hand. So the man come in and said, I'll weld it a piece. And he welded it. I went, oh, that's brilliant. That's my hand fucking stuck to the fucking red hot fucking... I didn't know it was hot. Didn't have a clue. I bet I'll be fucking hand. Fucking gormless. Honestly, I am. Roasted my hand with the fucking thing. Didn't know it would be red hot. He welded it in a block out there at the pre-factory where they do welding. I said there was loads of little factories there as well. We lived in a village. So we did little jobs off the people that we got jobs to do things, and you go to the shop and we used to get Green Shield stamps. The Green Shield stamps. We used to get a book with them and you could save up with them. And you go, we used to live in like a little, this is the other place, is Westview Road. There's 224, it's gone now. And there was a bus stop there. And there was a Bowling Green. The Bowling Green's still there, and the touchdowns at the bottom, which is where you play rugby. It's a big rugby club down the other side. We used to go on that big field there, played on there every day. Fucking brilliant. Anyway, we used to play there and mess about and that. But like I say, everyone just used to get on with each other. Everyone knew each other. And you'd like say, Brian called her Anne. She lived in the corner, the woman next door. There was another woman and a man and woman then. And every day they bought fags. So that you get 20 pence, mix up 20 pence was a lot of fucking money then. Even 10 pence was a lot. Mars bars were 3 pence in 1977. 3 pence for three pence for a Mars bar. That's how cheap they were. 2 pence for a pack of crisps. So we go to the shop because there was the brush at the top, brush shops, and then at the bottom was a little tiny shop, like a little made of wood, a shop. And you go in there and you get your bits and bobs. But you used to get the book, get the Green Shield stamps. They didn't know that because they didn't save them. So I can't remember, you got £1 maybe when you filled the book. So you get the stamps, you'd lick them, you stick them in the thing, in the book, and you go in and like say for your mum's birthday, you'd save up for your mum's birthday and get her something like after 8 or something like that, or a box of chocolates or something like that. You'd save up because that's what you could get, like say for a full a book of Green Shield stamps. You used to get them. Then you used to get cigarettes as well. We used to get tokens and stuff. You also then used to get SO in the garage. You used to get SO badges off the garage with a tiger on and stuff. There's all sorts of things you get. The football cards you used to get them as kids. Kids don't do fuck all now. It's all computers in it. There's nothing like where you have to go to the shop and get something. It's all just in the house in it with them. And the mum can take you to the shop. You see kids everywhere really fat now because they fucking eat too much shit. Don't do any exercises. To go on an old bike from my ragman and he used to paint it. Yeah, but you know what? They were better, weren't they, really? They were, mate, you know. At the end of the day, you fucking had the rag and bone, yeah, I remember it. Well, I used to do it with Dennis Measer, and we used to go out and do rag and bone. And my dad used to do it. My dad used to he used to have an exhaust place where you got all the old rusty exhaust. We go there in a red car. We go all over. My dad had a rag and bone, he had a wagon, a little wagon. And we used to go out on a Saturday over there, and I used to do it with him. We used to get a fiver off him. We used to go all over doing it, and then he used to do Dennis Measer. But what they used to do then, they used to give you a balloon. So the kids would get a balloon for bringing coats out and clothes. Sometimes they'd bring them my mum's fucking brand new shoes and coats and stuff. Or then you used to get another thing where they used to do it. You go, rag ball. You give them a fish in a little bag like you do. You used to go to the fair years ago, and you'd throw a ball, ping pong ball, and if you could get it in the bowl, and it would land in the bowl, you'd win a fish, but it would bounce all over. It'd be very rare you'd win it. But the fish only lasted a couple of fucking days. Poor fish. Emma's got the fish in there. She's had them for 2 years. Fucking huge, the size of the fish. She talks to them and everything, plays with them and everything. She's got people say they don't know nothing. They fucking do. They know her. As soon as she comes over, they come straight to her hand and like nibble her fingers. The fish. They're really tiny like that. They're fucking huge. Daring. Paul Sykes. Just as you thought it was safe. Jaws 1, Jaws 2, Jaws 3. And just as you thought it was safe to go back in the water, Paul Sykes. Fucking hell. Punch the shark in. Punch that shark into you, yeah? And fucking try to swim off. What a load of fucking shit. They don't even have ears, you silly cunt. When do you ever see a fucking shark wearing glasses? You fucking idiot. When you see a shark, I'll just 2 minutes, I'll read this paper. Fucking idiot. What a load of shite. Shark with ears. Fucking hell. Punched it in the ear and it swam off. The sharks are that big in that water. The Straits of Johor, that's it. I knew I'd get the name. The Straits of Johor he swam. But it's called that. The Bay of Sharks. It's called that. There's not one fucking shark in it. They're like tiny little things like that. Never ever been a fucking shark in that river. More in that sea or river. That fucking lies again. Fastest swimmer in the world. I said, what, faster than Johnny Wiseman? He went, oh yeah, he beat him. I said, who is Johnny Wiseman? He went, I don't know. Didn't even know. Well, Johnny Wiseman, I think he had the record for 30 years. Johnny Wiseman was Tarzan. Ungawa, Timber, Ungawa, Cheetah. And they used to love that. That was on and all. I loved that. It was our favourite thing, watching not the other Tarzan, the colour one. Not colour being black colour, being colour like the television colour. The black and white one with Johnny Wiseman. He used to swim in the fucking water. He was fucking brilliant. Yeah, he had the record for about 30 years of some, I don't know if it was a breaststroke or something. He won like 5 or 6 world records, medals, gold medals. But Sykes was a better swimmer than, I said, what, better than Mark Spitz? Mark Spitz, I think it was 1974, I think it was, and he won 7 gold medals and he broke 7 world records. But Paul Sykes could swim better than him. And Paul Sykes was a better boxer than Mike Tyson. And Paul Sykes' books outsold Mike Tyson's books on the shelf because he bought Tyson's book came out at the same time as Paul Sykes, and Paul Sykes' book was outselling Tyson's. He said, "You can ties away with the fairies, can you? Absolute fucking shite." And also, he got to know J.K. Rowling's. Your books are selling better than J.K. Rowling's. I thought, fucking hell, if we're no court case, we'll definitely get paid. She's worth 375 million or something she's got. But he's outselling J.K. Rowling, the greatest fucking author in the last fucking 20 years. Probably sold more books than any other author in the last 20 years. And then they said, Jamie, this is him on his own comments, Jamie, you are certainly the best author, crime writer that's ever been in history. I would say you should have an award for being the best writer on these English shores since Oscar Wilde. I went, fucking hell, that's him talking about himself, putting his own comments on. Fucking Walter Mitty. Yeah, the rag and bone member class. I used to go. My mum would have no money. I'd go in the Hart Road School. In there was an old school. I'd go up. It was about 50 feet in the air, climbing this fucking roof and pinch the lead off it. It was all knackered road school. And they knocked it down there. And Bob Roy used to live next to me. And we used to get the lead. And they had a little barra, little like 2 handles with a little 2 feet on it like that. And you could put it down and then a little wheel. I made it. And I used to go around, get scrap, little bits of scrap, and then go with the lead. But you got money off the lead now, but you got more money. You got money off clothes as well, so you could go around and get old clothes off people and stuff and take them to the right at the headland. It was near the headland before you get to the headland. I used to go in there. There was rag and bone man there, a bit like fucking step toes, the series like that. You get like fucking 40 pence, 50 pence, and then we used to go to the Shwaddy Waddy was out, and it was 3 Steps to Heaven. It was about 1973, I think, 74, and that was out. And we used to be in Kev Rich. We used to go to he was the best fighter, and Terry Rich, they were the best fighters in the town then. And we used to live in fucking Romaine Park. It was called the house, the area, and there was a church, and there was a lad, Frankie. He was fucking crackers, Frankie. And anyway, he was in the fucking church, put the robes on, ringing the bells. Singing the bells at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, pinched all the wine out of the fucking cellar in the fucking church. The police come and locked him up. the bells, they were doing Quasimodo, locked him up. Fucking crackers he was. Yeah, we used to have some great fun. No, we had no money. And then we used to go to the back. We used to go not the bus. We used to go to the beach. Where we lived, it was a big. It's like industrial stuff. So the bridge was a big bridge, big thick bridge for the trains to go across. And the trains would take the coal to where we used to get the coal. We used to pinch the coal off the railway tracks about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and get like buckets and get coal. You know, Bob used to get it for old man, and because it was dear, it was expensive. And then we used to go on the beach, and we used to get sea coal. My dad used to work, and you used to do the sea coal. We used to come up, and it would land because it was lighter, and it would land on the beach, and you'd mark it out with rakes. And then you'd scrape it like that, and you'd scrape it on. We got one night, we got 50-ton Bedford lorry, which is the old World War II lorries. they hold 10 ton of coal. We got five lorry fulls that night. Me, Jimmy Wogler called the lad. And my dad, 50 fucking ton of one night, and I got £1 a ton, 50 quid. I was getting £23.50 a week off the fucking government for them YTS things of Maggie Thatcher. Working fucking 6 days a week for 23 fucking quid. Pure slave labour. Fucking terrible. 23.50 a week you got, and it went up when I was 17. I think it went up to £25 a week. Fucking terrible. But I worked on the beach and I was getting £1 a ton. So I've made 130 quid in a week. I think it was 130 ton we got. So I made 130 quid and I put it towards, and I bought a bike, and I got my first bike, and it was called an RS125 Yami. It's fucking mint. All over it. There was a series called Then Came Bronson, and I thought it was him. I was like Then Came Bronson. He was on a bike, he'd go all over on his bike, and I was like, I had a motorbike jacket with the Wrangler bit cut off with the sleeves, and I used to have my own motorbike, and I was getting out all over there. It was great. I was like free. I used to go with my nan's over red car. I was only like 17, so to say, but and I come off the fucking thing on the road to. I got a job in British Steel. I worked there for 6 months, and I got a job in a forge. I was working this forge, and there was this fucking cunt in there. He was about 22-year-old, 23-year-old. There was another lad working there. There was an oldest bloke called Peter. He owned it, and it was in Greythorpe. And Ian, I can't his fucking say. Ian, fucking hell, what's he called? I can't his fucking say. Frank, Lancashire Frank, and Ian. I can't his fucking name. Scrapyard at Greythorpe anyway. I worked for them. I used to do the tyres and put the tyres up. And we used to get 50 pence a fucking week doing that. And I was only 13. So anyway, I worked in this place when I was 16, 17, and it was a forge. I used to make stuff. So I used to have to drill these, them hinges on a door. You've got like 3 holes. I'd have to put the holes in the hinges. It was boring. Like doing like fucking 3,000 holes a day. Boring as fuck. I worked for this man called Peter. There was this bloke there, and the lady when I left school when I was 16 and a half in 1981, summertime. And when I went for my job, the thingy work, I can't call it now. You get your national insurance number, I can't remember the fucking unemployment place. I went there, and they got me a job in the forge. Me and my mate called Andy Evans, and he stayed with us in 200 Seaton Lane. My mum's the Out Lodge pub. So we used to go to work on the bike. So I had a racer, and he'd get on the front, and I'd sit him on the front. And we would fucking go up and down there. So one day I'm coming back, and I put my fucking Dr. Martin boots in the fucking spokes. The spokes hit it, and it cut right through the fucking boot. Big line like that, big hole. And it just went stop like that. I went both, and I went like that, and fucking eye hit the fucking hit the road. And I was out here, and we just burst out laughing. Fucking eye was pouring the blood and everything, and we just started laughing like fuck. And when I looked at my shoe, my Dr. Martin boots, I was gutted because my mum bought them. They were dear. And there was a big fucking hole right across them. If that was normal shoes, it took my foot off. But we were coming down a bank about 40 mile an hour. 2 of us on a bank. There's a bank there on Brindle Road. Come down the bank, and I fucking put my foot in accidentally, and fucking nearly took my foot off. And then we were working there, and this fucker was like, he was a bit of a fighter, this lad. About 22, 23. So I'm there, when he fucking little skinny kid just left school. So it was like a bank holiday, so Peter went, oh, shut them things. So there used to be like on the wall, you put the iron girder through the wall, so you could open it up and pull the girder through, and they'd cut the girders off at certain heights and that, and they would measure stuff for like different factories and stuff like that. People wanted metal and stuff, and they had a big forge where they used to make the metal stuff. Anyway, he was good at his job, this bloke. He used to do knives and all that and stuff. And I was just like a dog's body, brushing up and making cups of tea and all that. So he was like bullying me in the fucking place. Anyway, I shut this thing, like an iron flap, then you put a bolt through it so nobody could get in, because you could break in if you didn't. So I put it on. He went, what you doing, you little divvy, or whatever he called me. I said, Peter said, I've got to lock up. I said, he's letting us go early because it's bank holiday. I tell you when to fucking go, not him. I tell you, I'm your boss. I went, all right, calm down, fucking hell. He went, well, you've been cheeky. I don't like the way you talk to me, he said to me. I went, I'm doing nothing here. When you fucking, Peter told me I can go. I said, here, fuck off, leave me alone. Fucking bully. You're a fucking bully, he said. I'll fucking punch you in a minute. I said, oh then. So he punched me in the face, he caught me in the face. It didn't even hurt me. It was like hurt, but it didn't hurt me, like knocked me out. No, didn't see stars. So he punched me in the face. I did like that. So there was this, like a barrel bin, like made of metal. It was one of them, and it was like offcuts of little iron bars in. So it was a bar like that thick, like them ones you put in concrete. We put concrete in between the bars, and it reinforces the floor type of thing. It was like one of them, but it was about that thick, like little round bits on it. So it was a barrel bin releasing, so I grabbed the bar like that and I went fucking walloped right across the top of his fucking shoulder, like his arm. He broke his arm. Hit him again on the bottom of his arm, broke his arm again, the other bit, that forearm, and then bashed him in the ribs twice and broke his ribs. And he's fucking screaming like a banshee. I said, hit me, will you cunt? Fucking bully, you could come on. He ran out the fucking back to screaming like a little girl. I knew I couldn't fight in my face because he was just too big for me. He was like 22, 23, probably about 4 or 5 stone heavier than me. And he could have a fight. Well, he didn't fucking do it no more. So anyway, I had to go back on the Saturday. He called me in the Saturday. I went on the Saturday. Said, oh, I'm going to have to let you go. He says, I know you're in the right. He said, but I can't afford to let him lose the thingy, so he give me double money. He said, look, I'll give you double money. You'll have to go because he said, I need him. It took years to treat. Been here, I don't know, 10 years or something, train. It's been here 10 years and I've got no other person who can do that job, Brian. I said, that's all right, Peter. You've been good to me anyway. He said, look, yeah, it's not right. So he went and got me double the wages. So he gave me an extra 20 odd pound, I think it was. But I had to go. So I lost that job. And then I went to British Steel, got a job there, and I learned out the solder and all that stuff. It's only like courses. And I went to college when I first left school for 10 weeks. And I did stuff in there, canoeing, abseiling, rock climbing, did all the courses and all that for that. And it helped you, it was good. And but yeah, so then I went after that, then I wasn't really working, I was just working with my dad on the beach because I was getting £1 an hour on the beach after that. So £1 an hour was fucking brilliant. Like not £1 a ton. So something my dad would get 600 tons some weeks. Come on, like 600 fucking quid, £600 in them days. Like £3 now or something. My dad was super fit. And him and Jimmy Woggan. My dad used to do that and throw the coal. Like that, non-stop, like a fucking Terminator machine. And I'd be dripping in sweat fucking doing it. And I was only fucking 16. My dad was doing it. Him and Jimmy, the two Jimmys, were the best two workers on the beach. Everyone will tell you. Lithgow, big Lithgow. He fought Bruno for the British heavyweight title. He said, your dad's like a machine, son. He never stops working. And then Alan Purvis, the Wilkies who own all the pubs and that, said, that man can work for fun. My dad was a brilliant worker. You know, the shovel, digging and throwing it. Anyway, he worked like that. But what happened is, one hand was bigger. You know, when he's doing that arm was bigger than the bicep, and his forearm was bigger than that arm because that was holding it, and that was holding the weight. So his forearm got bigger. So one arm was bigger than the other. But no, mad. My dad, fucking super worker. And he used to work the beach because he used to get the coal. What he used to do is, the other coal was dearer because it was the big coal, the proper coal, what they got. What will you get? Sea coal. It's only tiny, like sand, a little bit thicker, little bits like that. I think a lot of it come out of the collieries and that, and it would go in the water. And sea coal is natural anyway, but it would land on the beach and just settle on the sand. And my dad would go, no, son, that's not when I work there. See that one there? We'll go up there and we'd go up. And every time my dad was right, he knew exactly where it would lie, the way the waves went and all that. I didn't have a clue where the current went and all that. He was fucking shit hot. So we used to always get good money off that, really good money. We worked there for years, our dad. We all loved him. So everyone loves him in an article. Timmy B, I was lucky I missed. Then I was born in 1981. I lost the plot in the end and used to thick. He was Tarzan. I think he was a German. I think he did lost the plot. I think he got sectioned, didn't he? He really thought he was German. He really thought he was fucking Tarzan, didn't he? I think Batman was the same. He lost the plot. No Batman. Pathetic that one. Their string was about as big as a fucking like that. They'd be clawing at the wall. You could tell they were on the floor like that and walking, and they'd turn it around the camera and like, oh, get me the shot. That he could have done with that, couldn't he? Fucking Sykes. Batman, what? Holy gosh, Batman. There's a shark behind us in the sea. Get the shark repellent. He had everything on that utility belt. Everything you fucking needed. You got spray the shark. The fucking 5-ton shark could just be passed out like that with a bit of shark repellent. Fucking is hilarious. Well, and you were kids, you used to fucking love it. Yeah. Johnny Weissmuller, yeah. He was a fucking brilliant swimmer. 30, yeah, he had the record. Fucking brilliant. Right, guys, I'm going to go because I'm doing your editing now. We've been on 3.5 fucking hours. That's Tarzan, that's the music. Right, I'm fucking crackers at it. I am loopy. Fucking I'll be in the fucking same board as fucking Boyle soon. Love yous all. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. God bless yous. Don't forget, have a great day. Think positive, be positive. Always remember the glass is half full, not half empty, and life will be better. And remember, drink plenty of water in this fucking weather because it'll wipe you out. You end up being poorly. And make sure the kids have got their suntan lotion on and stuff. And if they're not eating, give them ice pops, with the ice. And that'll keep them right. Love yous all. Lovely people on here, aren't they? Lovely.